yo, and hello, and welcome to the 157th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning high definition, where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter to never miss an episode and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamel Al-Jafra, alongside Brent COVID Bass.
What's up, man?
Well, man, the plague is here.
It is. The end of times is upon us. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You know, I'm sure you have much better things to be doing in the apocalypse-ridden world right now.
Yeah, like saying goodbye to all of your loved ones. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, did you see that it's the end of the world as we know it? Like, that song is like, it just like broke a record for like it peaked to like the highest it's peaked since it came out back in like whenever that song came out.
That's really random.
I'm like, that's the song you guys go to?
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
there's a lot of good ones that you could go to.
Yeah, I feel like there's like some Norma Jean songs that you could probably listen to get into that headspace.
You could do like, I'm so sick, you know?
Oh my god.
You could do like Down with the Sickness, you know what I mean?
And yeah, Down with the Sickness.
Those are the two that I got.
What's another song? Toxicity.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Those are all the sick songs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure there's more.
There's a lot of sick songs. You could come up with a playlist that would just be bomb as shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you really sat down and thought about it.
Got sick about it, bro.
Got sick with it.
Yeah. Well, basically, as you guys can tell, COVID. I feel like this should be mentioned for historical purposes. You know, who knows? I could be dead next week. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, either way, with the COVID or not, you know. So I feel like I should mention this because I imagine there would a lot of people back in like back in 1918 when the Spanish flu was going. I feel like if people could have been just chilling and making podcasts, they would have been talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this will be historical. They'll be like, remember COVID-19, you know, and then like they can go back to GameSpeak Podcast and hear about it.
Definitely. That's where they're going to go for all of their archives of like news and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's happening. It's real.
You know what the worst part about COVID-19 is, though?
What's that?
Maybe not the worst part, but like,
besides the death and the agony.
Besides all the death and the agony and the toilet paper loss, you know, today is St. Patrick's Day. Did you know that?
Who's St. Patrick? No, I'm just kidding.
People just don't care anymore.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to care when you can't be in a space with 10 or more people.
Exactly. We can't go around celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
it's ruined St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. If somebody comes up to pinch me right now, I'm going to shoot them at 6 feet away from me.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I don't want to get pinched. I don't want to drink green beer, especially.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, why is this green?
There's never a time when I don't want to drink green beer, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't trust that shit.
I don't trust that shit. I don't know, man. It just ruined the holiday. It's usually a fun day for me, you know?
Normally it's a great time. You know, like, you know, I just had to shut down my gym till April 1st. We got to shut that shit down. You know, it's really sad because people need to get away from reality sometime, you know, get some exercise and things like that. And I feel like with everybody getting kind of hushed into their apartments and stuff like that, people are going to start going crazy, bro. People are going to go crazy. We're used to it because we're just fucking nerds. You
all
know?
The gamers are just like looking forward to this, especially with all this cool shit coming out, you know?
Yeah, that's I got my Animal Crossing on standby, pre-ordered.
Oh Lord!
But now there's talks about Amazon, you know, dropping like or possibly closing down some warehouses and shipping getting delayed and stuff like that.
Oh, no.
All I'm saying is COVID.
GameSpot's time to shine, dude.
Oh God,
no! Come back.
You can't even go into GameStop right now. I think they're all closed.
Yeah, good point.
See, my thing is COVID-19. Listen to me. Listen to me closely. If you fuck with my Animal Crossing. If you somehow delay my pre-ordered Animal Crossing, I will go to the ends of the earth to find a vaccination to fucking obliterate you. All right? Other than that, you're okay. You can stick around. But you don't fuck with the gamers, dude. You don't fuck with the Animal Crossing. Yeah. I imagine there's some people pretty excited for Doom too. But
I mean, it's all Animal Crossing for me. If I had to pick one of the two,
Yeah,
I'm excited about Half-Life, but that's neither here nor there.
That's coming soon too.
Yeah, it's all coming soon. I'm so hyped. And that one I'll just get digitally. And you could probably get Animal Crossing digitally if worst came to worst.
We already paid for it though.
Oh,
that's the problem. We already paid for it.
Yeah, you don't want to pay for it twice. You don't want to double pay. But at the same time, if you haven't bought it yet, fear not.
Go digital.
You could go digital, probably.
So, what'd you do this week? You got anything that you want to talk about before we jump into the news?
Oh man, I've just been working. Thankfully, we haven't shut down the restaurant I work at yet, but we're closing an hour early for some reason.
Yeah, COVID-19 doesn't like going out at night.
No, it's true. So I think that's the thought process. So we're shutting it down a little early over there. I've had a lot of time to go on YouTube. I've been brushing up on my British rap beef lately.
That's good.
That's always good. Do you follow British rappers, Jamel?
No, my God, I would never do that. No offense, Jason Domican, in case you're working on your rap career. But I mean, I would listen to Jason.
It's a very acquired taste.
Yeah, I just don't like it's yo, bro, I'm coming at you. I'm gonna smack you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk like this, and it's gonna get serious. And it's no, I can't take you seriously. I feel like there's no real ghetto there is no trap in Britain. Is there a trap in Britain?
The trap is real, dude. You just got to listen to the right music. Go look up Stormzy, dude. It'll change your mind.
Will it change my mind?
I think it'll change your mind. I mean, he still has that same kind of flow like you're talking about, but it's he's insanely good.
My problem is
he's beefing with somebody.
I can't take beef seriously if you call the other person bruv. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, it's just something about the word bruv.
Bro, this shit is personal, bro. They're
You mean bruv?
Bruv, yeah. Shit is real, bruv.
I mean, what are they mad about? What's going on over there? What's going on with Stormzy?
Okay, so
give me the lowdown.
I'll give you the lowdown. So there's Wiley. I don't know if I'm entirely well versed on why everybody's mad at each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there's Wiley, and he's one of the original grime rappers, you know what I mean? And then Stormzy, who's the new big thing,
Okay, so he's the fucking the big dog.
Yeah, he's the big dog, And then I forgot they got into it on in Twitter or something. And then
goodness.
And then Wiley made a song about Stormzy, and then Stormzy made a song about Wiley, and then they started talking about slapping each other's moms and shit.
That's a bridge too far.
Yeah, it's a bridge too far. And then he drops this fire ass fucking video where he's sipping a cup of tea the whole time and fucking dropping heat on this guy.
Because you know how them Britons love
Bro,
the tea.
I promise you, it's one of the most fire diss tracks of all time. If you look up "Still Disappointed 2," dude.
All right, I'm gonna check the first one before I check the second one.
You could check it all.
Yeah.
It's. I promise you, it might change the way you think about
I promise you, it might. There's a possibility it could.
There's 100% chance there's a 60% chance that it will change your mind.
All right, we'll see about that. Y'all check it out too. Let me know what you think about Stormzy's sipping on teacup 2, whatever the fuck Brett just said.
You're never gonna remember how to look it up.
Nah, I'll remember it because I
guess you could just go back. And
I'll listen to this episode tomorrow when I'm looking
for
content to post for the Facebook clip.
Have you ever gone back through one of our episodes to find information about something? I've definitely done it a few times. I know that sounds crazy.
I haven't done it for information. Like I said, I just do it to take clips out of it. I'm oh, what's a funny thing we said? Or
sometimes
something
I'm trying to
interesting.
remember a date when something drops, and I'm oh wait, that happened 2 minutes into the podcast, and I was boop, 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 and,
Nice. I like
it
that.
happens
Look at us
sometimes.
already helping ourselves.
I'm helping myself. Yeah.
Helping myself to myself. Yeah, that's cool.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you've been having a British time.
Yeah, what about you, dude? Have you just been COVIDing it up?
Kind of, yeah. I had like the weekend off, and then I played a lot of game. Let's just say that. Anyway, we'll talk about that. But also finished up The Circle. I don't know if you've been watching The Circle.
Oh, I watched The Circle, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking the American Circle, right?
Yeah, I didn't know there was another one.
Oh, there's a British one and there's a Brazilian one. The British one, the British, the British one is actually the original one, I think.
Oh, just like The Office. No, yeah, no, I've just seen the American one.
It's good.
It was pretty
It was
good.
really good. They did a great job.
Yeah.
I love cheesy reality shows like that. It's kind of my vice, dude. I watch all that bullshit. Like,
That's the thing. I normally don't, but I gave this one a shot just because we didn't have anything else to watch, and I was like, all right, let's watch an episode, see how it goes.
it's pretty good,
it's
right?
a good premise. Yeah. I like the premise. I'm excited to see where season 2 takes us. You know, there's a lot of characters in the first season that I'm just like, man, these were great. This was a great casting, you know?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know. Personally, like, I've been watching a show with my girlfriend is into all these shows. Okay,
Yeah.
let me just start out by saying that. And like, she'll be watching this stuff, and I'll come in and I'll sit down for an episode or two, and it'll just get me hooked on these stupid shows. But like, we've been watching this show called Love Island UK. Have you ever watched that?
What's up with you and the British right now?
Well, really, it's this show that's been kind of like
oh, that's how you found out about Wiley and Smiley.
No, Wiley and the Stormzy and all that.
Oh, okay.
I've just been listening to British rap for a long time. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay,
I can't,
okay.
you know. That's all. That all goes back to my like infatuation with Skepta from that fucking Misfits show, like way back in the day. Or
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
I remember the
that
show,
British
but I didn't
show where
watch
the
it.
kids
Yeah.
have superpowers. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
story. That show is the shit.
Harry Potter.
It was-
That's what you're talking about.
Not at all.
British kids, the
No,
powers, the
no,
magic.
this is like X-Men kind of.
I know.
You know what
you're
I'm talking about? You're confusing the listeners here.
Yeah, no.
There's they're like Harry Potter. Oh, I gotta watch this shit. They're gonna be like, oh man.
Yeah, I didn't know Skepta was in Harry Potter. No.
Anyways, but yeah, I don't even really know where I was going.
Yeah, you were. Tell me why you were into British shit.
Oh yeah, because of the TV show Love Island UK. If you like The Circle, you're gonna love Love Island UK. Do you have access to Hulu?
Yeah,
Check it out.
I look like some kind of chump over here.
You look like a mug.
Oh,
Trying to make a mug out of me.
Flag, bro.
Dude, go. You're slagging me off. Go watch Love Island UK. That's where I learned all my like quirky British slang. You know?
Okay, so
Yeah.
quirky, dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
So there you
I
go.
love it. Just so you guys know, we actually talk about video games on this show. It's been a long week. All right, we're dealing with the anxiety.
We've been in isolation for too
isolation.
long, you know.
Yeah, I'm like waking up in cold sweats, wondering if the cold sweat is a fever and if I should call the police. But no, so let's jump into the video game news, the stuff that people are here for. Just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the news articles as our own. We're simply bringing it all to one place and talking about it.
Just before we get into the news,
Yeah.
I actually compiled a very concise list of everything that I
Xbox?
found that's been canceled or
Oh,
delayed
never
by
mind.
the COVID-19 virus. So if you have anything like, oh, this has been delayed, or oh, this has been
We don't
pushed
got to
back.
talk about it.
Well, I mean, we can if you want, but just so you know, I have a list that we can go through
Let's
later.
start with that list.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
just start with that. Let's get that out of the way. COVID-19, the death of many video game
Mini
things.
game release, mini everything, and not even just video game stuff. A lot of random shit.
movies.
Let's see. So this is just like a little list of things that I felt like weren't worth reading the whole article about, but like happened.
Okay.
So obviously E3 are canceled.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
is canceled.
We need to mention last week, the moment we got done with the podcast and we got on our other podcast, PlayStation Source, which you can find at PlayStation Source on like YouTube. the head dude Kevin over there brought that news out, and I was like, wait a minute, we just told everybody that it was still up in the air, and he's like, yeah, they just announced this like an hour ago that like Jason Schreier was like, yeah, it's basically going to be canceled tomorrow. So we didn't know at the time, but
but it's official now.
It's official, yeah.
And we've got Ubisoft, Square Enix, all the other people, like basically everybody who was going is exploring new options.
Yeah, they're going digital.
Talking about direct style presentations and stuff. So
I think what we said last week is right. E3 is basically dead at this point.
Yeah, and you know it's dead when you start seeing articles that are like remembering the good times E3. It's like, oh shit, that's like an epitaph. You know what I mean?
It's so sad.
So E3 is canceled, maybe forever. It's kind of disappointing. Hopefully not, but if it's gonna be like Legacy Warp Tour kind of fucking thing next year. I bet they'll have E3, but it'll be like the send off E3. You know what I mean?
They'll have like fucking Simple Plan and shit.
Oh jeez, that's sad. Okay, I gotta move on. Of course, the Uncharted movie is delayed.
Not again.
Oh no. Witcher Season 2 delayed. Regal cinemas all across the U.S. are closed. Fast and the Furious movie and game are delayed.
Oh, no.
Matrix 4 delayed. Lord of the Rings TV show delayed. The Batman movie with Robert Pattinson delayed.
By 2 weeks.
Yeah. And let's see.
And by the way, these are delayed. Like, not all of this is that the show is delayed. It's that work on the show is delayed.
Like
so it might still actually come out at the time that it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
But, yeah.
To be seen.
All EA esports events where you meet up in person are canceled.
Yeah.
AMC theaters are doing reduced capacity where you can't sit too close to each other. Disney, basically every Disney live action movie's production is canceled, and all the Disney parks and stuff are closed. So, shit's getting real. Stay safe.
Yeah, for real, guys. Wash your fucking hands.
Yeah.
Be safe. Let's not be the stupid people in the past, during the past flus and, plagues. I mean, they didn't have, the knowledge that we have. So let's use our knowledge. Let's wash our hands. Don't touch your mouth. Don't touch your face, your ear holes. Don't touch your butthole until you wash your hands. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Don't touch your buttholes, guys.
Just don't touch your butthole.
Yeah,
just in general, like.
I mean, you can if that's your prerogative. You touch your butthole, but make sure you squishle them hands under some water and soap first. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So that's all the COVID delays.
God, I can't stop thinking about people touching their butthole now. We gotta throw me a news topic.
This is by way of Alessandro Barbosa at GameSpot. This is some good news. Sony has announced that it will host a live stream to detail technical aspects of the PlayStation 5 tomorrow, March 18th, via the PlayStation blog. The stream will be presented by PS5 lead system architect Mark Cerny, who previously revealed details of the PS4 and PS4 Pro at their respective events. The announcement was made on Twitter. Sorry, guys. I'm like burping to death over here. The announcement was made on Twitter with a follow-up from PlayStation Japan's account, clarifying that the information was intended for GDC, which has been canceled and will only be in English. So we're finally going to get a look at PS5 tomorrow, or at least at the tech. Tech specs.
I want that bad because we did get a look at the Xbox specs.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, I got it right here. And I did a little bit of digging, so excuse me if I go on a little tangent here.
Yeah.
Okay. Microsoft has revealed numerous new details regarding all the technical aspects of its upcoming Xbox Series X in an Xbox Wire post in accompanying report from Digital Foundry. Included is a full specification sheet for the new console, confirming CPU and GPU speed, storage requirements, and target performance metrics. The Series X will feature 12 teraflops.
Count them.
Yeah,
12
teraflops. I'll come back to that in a second because I did some interesting little comparisons of performance built off of AMD's new RDNA 2 architecture. The GPU will feature 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory across a variable memory bus.
That goddamn.
So 16 gigabytes of RAM, while the remaining, 10 gigabytes will run at 560 gigabytes per second, while the remaining 6 gigabytes will run at a slower 330 gigabytes per second. Not sure why that's relevant, but you know. The spec sheet
hold on. Say that again.
It said, the GPU will feature 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory across a variable memory bus. 10 gigabytes will run at 560 gigabytes per second, while the remaining 6 gigabytes will run at a slower 330 gigabytes per second.
I think that's relevant because they're able to allot like a certain amount of power towards specific things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It probably improves performance somehow, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It says the spec sheet also confirms that the Series X will support 2 types of external memory, allowing you to expand SSD storage with a proprietary drive from Seagate or store games on an external HDD in the same way as the Xbox One.
Which that right there kind of sounds shitty because it's proprietary, which means you won't be able to just
put any hard drive on there.
Which you could, but only for old games apparently. So, but the reason why is because the solid state drive inside of the Xbox Series X is like
it probably reads the disc in a certain way from the solid state drive.
It's the speed of it, the speed that it works at. It makes it possible for games to run like higher than 60 frames per second. It also allows the games.
It's about load times too.
Load times and stuff like that. So that's why it sounds like them scheming to make more money, but it's not. There's a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think it's probably a good reason for it, for sure. Let's see. Microsoft has also stated that it aims to release games that target 4K and 60 frames per second as a standard. The spec sheet also reconfirms that the console will target 120 frames per second for some titles. So, going back to the teraflops for a second, for those of you that are like computer nerds, I've been kind of getting into graphics cards and stuff and learning about computers recently.
And all the flippy floppies.
So I really realized that the Series X is pretty damn powerful. 12 teraflops. So the most powerful card on the market right now is the RTX Titan. And it's got 16 teraflops.
Well, did you also read on there, I don't know if it mentioned it on there, that even though it's 12 teraflops, they have a way to make it produce up to 20, or to act as if it's using 26 teraflops.
Well, yeah, the 16 one said it could act like it was doing 100 or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying is even though it's the 12 teraflops, they can more than double it when they need to.
Yeah, but the real, it took me forever to get through all the bullshit projected up numbers and just get down to the base numbers on all these cards. So, that computer that I got... so let me start actually with the original Xbox One, okay? It's 1.3 teraflops of power, okay? The One X is 6 teraflops of power. That computer that I got recently that is that I've been freaking out about, it's an RTX 2060. It's 7 teraflops of power.
Yeah,
okay?
So it's just above a 1X.
Just above a 1X. And then, so the Series X is going to be 12. That'll put it between... an RTX 2080, which is probably the third best card on the market right now, and an RTX 2080 Ti. So the RTX 2080 is 10.5 teraflops, and the RTX 2080 Ti is 13.5 teraflops or something like that. So it'll fall right in the middle there. So it's a freaking good ass amount of
PC
power.
Right there.
I don't know. I'm kind of impressed. I really think it's gonna look and feel really good because if it's more than if it's double the amount of power I've got with my PC right now, it's damn, that's gonna be really good.
This just really puts the fucking heat under or the fire under PlayStation for tomorrow. They better come with the specs, bro.
Yeah.
though technically they got the games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're still good, but if Microsoft starts announcing like dope ass games, then they really best bring the fucking the tech specs, you know.
Dude, and I gotta say, like, I've been playing around with like ray tracing a little bit with my computer, and like if you had double the power, like it's just gonna like be insane. You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna blow some minds.
The way like water looks and stuff with the ray tracing, and like hits like light comes off of it and like reflects off the ceiling. I don't know. It's just amazing. Like,
yeah, I think it's going to dramatically improve graphics overall, like just to have ray tracing. Which,
it really will, I think.
Yeah, they also like talked more about the controller and how it's just going to be like the same controller but more ergonomical. Like it'll fit better into smaller hands, and like it'll have like more like the triggers will feel more triggery. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like
if it ain't broke, don't fix
it.
Yeah. My thing is like the only unanswered question we really have at this point is like, how much is it going to cost? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's what I want to know.
I think we're looking at $500.
500 seems reasonable. Yeah. I think 500 is like affordable enough for people to get it still, and like I don't know. I think 500 is what they're going to have to do it at if they want to make money. You know what I mean?
I think
any more expensive than that, it's going to be the hard sell.
Yeah, I really don't think it's going to come bundled with any games. I think it's going to come bundled with like 3 months of Game Pass. I think you're going to get, your Xbox One or your Xbox Series X with like 3 months of Game Pass.
The thing is, if they can manage to sell it because like, okay, $500 is like insanely cheap if you think about it in terms of how powerful it is. You know what I mean?
What it is, yeah.
But if you think about it in terms of just a new console coming onto the market, it has to hit around that mark. Like, you can't go too far over that and still expect to sell.
No, look at what happened with PlayStation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Back in the PS3 days. But yeah, so that's all good info. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Sony says tomorrow.
Me too. I'm really excited.
Matt Elfring at GameSpot says, while social distancing and self-quarantining may be a bit of a bummer, for the greater good, NBC Universal has some pretty good news. As soon as Friday, March 20th, you'll be able to rent movies from the production company currently in theaters, or future releases on its release date from the comfort of your own home.
Cool.
On Monday, NBC Universal made the announcement that movies under the Universal Pictures banner will be available on demand of their theatrical release date, according to The Hollywood Reporter. This includes the April 10th release of Trolls World Tour, movies like No Time to Die, A Quiet Place 2, and Universal's F9 are seeing long delays because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and major cities are limiting the amount of people that can gather in one place. So the worldwide box office will take an immense hit. While theaters themselves will still suffer through this, the move to on demand will help the global box office while also providing people who are social distancing some entertainment while stuck at home. While specific details have not been laid out, consumers can rent these movies for a 48-hour period for $20 in the U.S. and the equivalent price in other countries. Universal films that are already in theaters, like The Invisible Man and The Hunt, will be available on Friday, March 20th for $20 for the 48 hours. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool for like the directors and stuff who like really depend on that initial boom they get from like opening day. Yeah. I mean, they're taking a big hit.
And
like,
The Invisible Man was doing pretty well.
It was doing really well, and then it just and then this, it's probably really taking a lot of wind out of their sails. You know what I mean? Which kind of sucks because like I wanted that movie to do well. I like the idea. I like the actor. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited to
I'm
gonna rent it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should do it.
Yeah, do like a
I'll
watch
throw down
party
on it if you want. That'd be fun.
I wonder if that's possible to do like a stream watch party, like just have everybody watch it.
We could do big screen if you had a VR headset. I don't know if it.
We could just it's probably illegal, but we could just like stream it to Twitch, like or something, like just all of us watch it, like on my Xbox.
I don't know. Like I said, there's that app, Big Screen. I do it all the time, and like you go into this like app with your headset on, and like there's a list of like shit that people are streaming
it,
and it's like 4 pages of just random.
But
movies.
Is it only for VR?
Well, yeah, it's only for VR.
See, that's the problem. I want to send it out to like Facebook or something so we can all just get the gang together.
Yeah, that
do
would
a
probably
group
be
watch.
illegal. I feel
like what are they gonna do? They gonna come and get us during COVID-19?
They're probably just gonna shut you down on the link.
My
somehow.
God, how do they do that?
They're
No,
just
but
gonna Zuckerberg you somehow.
yeah, we'll just watch it on our own. I guess me and you will just watch it. Anyways, what you got?
Okay, Resident Evil 3 won't release until April 3rd, but you'll be able to try out the game's action-oriented horror a few weeks early. An official demo is coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC on March 19th, and a beta for the new Resident Evil Resistance game, which comes with Resident Evil 3, arrives later this month. You can check out a new trailer on YouTube or something. It says below in the article, but yeah, that wouldn't make sense if I said that out loud. The Resident Evil 3 demo features Jill Valentine as she tries to escape from a panicked Raccoon City, which has quickly become overrun with the infected. She teams up with Carlos Oliveira as they work to save civilians, but the terrifying Nemesis monster stands in their way. If you want an extra challenge in the demo, you can find 20 Mr. Charlie statues strewn throughout the playable area. So that's kind of fun. You know? A little taste, a little snippet.
Little demo.
Little taste.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You want a demo of Resident Evil 3, just go outside right now.
That's true. It's the beginning. Yeah. I feel like ours is a lot less interesting, though. Ours just kills us. Like, I'd rather everybody turn into zombies. You know?
That would definitely be more exciting.
Yeah, if we're going to die anyways, at least let us have, like,
a good scare first.
Yeah, let us have some fun, like, trying to survive. Like, if it was just, like, bite transfer, like, you only get it if you get bitten, then hell yeah, bro. Bring it on. Ain't nobody biting me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Because I'm social distancing, Give me 5 feet. No, but Eddie Makuch at GameSpot says, Call of Duty Warzone, the free Battle Royale game, has reached a new player milestone. Activision has confirmed that the game passed 15 million players on March 14th, so it's surely climbed higher since. The Battle Royale game reached 6 million players in its first 24 hours following release on March 11th, so it's clearly growing at a solid clip. For comparison, EA's Apex Legends had 2.5 million players in its first 24 hours and 25 million players during its first week. So it'll be interesting to see how Warzone compares after its first week.
Wait, so how many did it have on its first day?
2.5 million Apex did, and then Call of Duty had 6 million.
Oh, okay.
So that's like way ahead of.
I feel like that Call of Duty brand is a big driving force in people downloading it too, though.
That
and the fact that a bunch of people are already playing Modern Warfare, and it's just like, oh shit, they log in one day and it's like, oh, there's a new mode, like. And
it's free and social distancing.
Social distancing, that's a big factor. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, people are at
playing
home
into it hugely right now.
For sure. What you got?
Okay, let's see. Doom Eternal, which releases on March 20th, will not have a traditional deathmatch mode, and is instead shipping with its own unique twist on multiplayer, Battle Mode. Deathmatch was the most maligned part of Doom 2016, but since the original 1993 Doom essentially created the mode, some might wonder why the latest game in the series would abandon it. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, they just go on and talk about how they didn't like the deathmatch mode and how there's a new mode and how in the new mode, one of the players controls like elements like demons and stuff around the map, and like they send like, NPCs and stuff after you.
So it's like asymmetrical.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It seems kind of cool, but I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I'll have to see it in practice.
Yeah, I want to try it. It sounds exciting. I really want that game, but I already paid for Animal Crossing, and we're going into a recession, so I'm gonna wait and see how that plays out.
I was about to say I'm gonna have to pick my choices of like game buying pretty wisely in the coming weeks. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Eddie Makuch at GameSpot says we've already talked about that. Did you know where I was going with that?
No, Eddie Makuch.
Yeah, Eddie McCoon. Okay, So James O'Connor, this one's not gaming related, but I feel like it matters. James O'Connor at GameSpot says, Tony Bancroft, one of the 2 credited directors behind Disney's Mulan back in 1998, has announced that he's working on the much anticipated Space Jam 2. Yeah. Wow.
Is LeBron going to be in it? Oh, wait.
Well,
did we say that?
Well, Bancroft announced on Twitter that he started working on the film in January and has just been sent to work from home in the wake of the COVID-19 outbreak. Quote, just one more loony chapter in the making of Space Jam 2, Bancroft said on Twitter. Have Cintiq will travel. I don't know what that means. Bancroft is a high profile animator, and he's far from the only big name attached. The film is being directed by Malcolm D. Lee from Girls Trip, produced by Ryan Coogler of Black Panther, and stars LeBron James in the Michael Jordan equivalent role alongside several Looney Tunes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. It will also feature numerous other basketball players. As within the original film, it will mix live action and animated characters together on screen.
Better do exactly what
it's just a live action, like fucking Bugs Bunny is just a guy in a fucking furry costume. Like, it's just a fever dream.
I hope this doesn't suck ass, man. I really want Space Jam 2 to be, like, at least kind of good. You know what I mean? Like,
can it be, though?
Yes, I think it can be. I really think so. They got the Mulan guy,
That's true.
The original Mulan guy.
So there will be good animation.
Good animation and probably good humor. I mean, come on, Mulan was kind of funny.
But I don't
it
think
had its
he
moments.
put the funny in. He didn't write it.
Did
he just was the animator.
Oh, he's just the animator?
Yeah.
I thought he might have, like, wrote and directed and animated.
No.
I don't know. I thought he was just
he was the director. He was one of the directors. So maybe so. Maybe so.
Maybe he's got, like, a little bit of that flair.
Yes, the flaw. What you got? If you've noticed, we have like these gnats, like just like fucking landing beside us. Like it's like the little fruit flies. I don't know where they came from.
Dude, it's the plague, bro.
It's the plague. Now I'm questioning every like bug, every human that I see. I'm just like
a plague's tale.
Oh my goodness. Have you noticed on Netflix, like every movie is like outbreak or pandemic or whatever, like on the front page?
Oh yeah, dude, it's coming back. Walking Dead's about to be the most popular show on TV again pretty soon.
So ridiculous. we're just sadists,
True.
Anyways, what you got?
Okay. Let's see. The GDC was postponed. E3 2020 was canceled, but Gamescom 2020 is still planning to go forward on schedule in August, despite ongoing concerns around COVID-19. Organizers have confirmed. The annual gaming show is held in Cologne, Germany every August. Just recently, the city of Cologne announced it was banning all major events with more than 1,000 participants, which would include Gamescom. This ban is scheduled to be lifted on April 10th, so Gamescom is theoretically able to go forward. The situation surrounding the COVID-19 outbreak, which is now classified as a global pandemic, changes on a daily basis, so it presents a challenge for event planners. For now, at least, the organizers of Gamescom are stressing that preparations for Gamescom 2020 are continuing as planned. If the event is canceled, all tickets will be refunded, even if Gamescom 2020 is able to go forward. Whether or not the publishers will want to send their teams to the show is another question.
Yeah, I'm thinking, August is a little too far out to tell, whether or not this is going to happen.
I would almost be willing to bet money that this is not going down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Isn't that crazy, though? In August, bro. It's March.
Dude, I got a feeling
May,
this is
June,
going to
July,
be
August.
a
That's
thing
5
for a while.
months from now. 5 months.
5 months?
Yeah, August is 5 months away,
okay,
dude.
I didn't even think about that. I was, maybe.
Or yeah, it's no. Okay, I think it's 4 months, right? So March, April,
May, June, July, August. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it'll probably go on.
Maybe. I mean, this vaccine they said could take up to a year and a half before we have a vaccine.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean,
do we just stay quarantined for a year and a half?
Die down before we get a vaccine ready for it, though. Too. If
That's true.
If everybody
washes
does the
their
right
hands.
thing, it could all kind of blow over itself. You know what I mean? We don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's true. It's Your number one COVID-19 news here with Brent and Jamel.
We're the best you guys got, you know?
Yeah, don't listen to anybody else. No, I'm just kidding. Matt Kim at IGN says CD Projekt Red has implemented a work-from-home policy to adapt to the ongoing COVID-19 outbreak.
Oh, dope.
However, the company has assured fans that Cyberpunk 2077 is still on track to be released in September. In a tweet published on the company's official social media account, CD Projekt Red wrote, "Over the past week, we have been adapting to the situation and gradually rolling out preventative measures across our entire organization. We've also been upgrading equipment and infrastructure and working towards enabling our employees to work remotely from the safety of their homes. As a result of these efforts, CD Projekt Red says that it's switching to full remote work for as long as it is needed. However, the studio added that the company is rising to the challenge and showing no signs of stopping in our effort to bring you some kick-ass role-playing action in September." When IGN reached out for clarification, CD Projekt explained that the developers are on track with Cyberpunk 2077 for September 17th, 2020. So we're still going to get CD Projekt Red's, Cyberpunk 2077.
I like that they're working from home, yeah. You know, I have an article right here. Here, let me just read it. It's related, basically. Polish developer CD Projekt Red's new game, Cyberpunk 2077, has reached another major milestone. Studio boss Adam Badowski announced on Twitter that the game has now been submitted to local ratings groups, including ESRB in America and PEGI in Europe.
PEGI 18.
PEGI 18. As the team waits to see what rating Cyberpunk 2077 receives and perhaps contemplates what to work on next, it is working on polishing the technical aspects of the game, I guess from remotely. CD Projekt Red is also using the remaining development time on play testing. So it sounds like they're pretty much done with the game.
Pretty close to it, I would imagine. I mean, but it just depends on, they're sending it to the ratings board. So if they're like, yo, this is AO, y'all got to take some shit out of here. Or like, they got to go back and, change things. Because like the ratings board submissions actually have a really big effect on what ends up in the game, because they don't want it to not be possible to put on shelves.
Especially in a game that's probably going to have a lot of suggestive content in it, like Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? Like,
there's going to be so many boobies. Oh, no, actually, probably not. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
I would be surprised if there's not boobies in it.
And dingles.
Just considering The Witcher. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Wait, was there boobies in Witcher?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's boobies in the
I didn't play all of The Witcher, so I know you see Geralt's butt, right?
Yeah, you see, yeah, definitely.
You see the whole moon?
See the full moon, bro.
Oh man, I'm playing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Little half moon,
little half moon. What's the one that looks like a thumbnail? Or like
the crescent moon.
Yeah,
then?
That's what I'm into. I'm into Geralt's the crescent moon.
You just want to see a sliver of his ass, like
no more, no less. No. Anyways, Jeffrey Lerman at IGN says Japanese students are using Minecraft to enjoy their school graduation virtually. In spite of a coronavirus lockdown, Japanese schools have been closed for over 2 weeks due to COVID-19, and with the Japanese school year ending in March, it's meant many students won't have their graduation ceremonies, according to Sora News 24. However, graduates from one elementary school found they could use Minecraft to create their own ceremony. Without any school or parental oversight, kids designed their own assembly hall and gathered on a server to play out their graduation online. Sora News 24 translated the following tweets as, quote, "They spent all day online together playing games and laughing. I'm glad they all had fun. And the assembly hall is also really well made." So they got a little critique there. He was judging their assembly hall when he checked it out. He wanted to make sure that they weren't just making some shitty assembly hall to graduate in from elementary school. But that's some nice, happy news, with COVID-19. It shows video games can bring people together, even in the apocalypse. Yeah. So all these governments trying to tell us that, it causes violence, or we're going to go out and shoot people. Look at this. Looky here.
I feel like video games are what's keeping everybody sane right now. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Anecdotal evidence. My sister works at Target, and the technology stuff, and she said that all the PS4s were like selling out this past week. So,
oh wow,
you know that them self quarantines are going to be fun.
Okay. So if you like to shop on GOG, which is basically like a store on PC that sells stuff,
GOG.
games, you know what I mean, GOG. They're giving away a bunch of free stuff for The Witcher right now. So you can download, The Witcher's Goodie Collection. All you have to do is be a GOG member, and basically you'll get like hundreds of dollars worth of like cool art books and free, Witcher stuff. There's also a big sale going on, so check it out.
I want a video game coloring book besides like the Mario ones that they always have.
Like a coloring book?
Yeah,
That'd
like
be sick.
I feel like how they have those like legit ass coloring books where
like the adult coloring books. Yeah,
I want one for like something cool like Donkey Kong Country or like
dude, that would be sick.
Yeah, like I'd have fun with that. That'd be a fun
really detailed.
Oh yeah, dude. Or like even like like a classic rare one where it has just a bunch of rare games in it. Or like they should just do collections like that,
I would love that.
Yeah.
We should make that. We could get rich.
Illegally. Yeah, I think we need a license for that.
We could talk to these people.
Yeah, that's true. We could call them up.
Hit them up.
They're like, what experience do you have with that? Goodbye. No, but anyway, so Joseph Knoop, or Canoop, I don't know how to say that, at IGN says Steam, the ever-popular digital PC gaming platform, has just broken its own previous record for most concurrent players. According to Steam's own statistics tracker, a peak count of 19,728,027 people were using the service around 7 o'clock a.m. Saturday morning, a brand new record for the service. The previous concurrent user record for Steam was approximately 18,801,944 as of February 2020, making the new record almost a jump of 1 million users in like literally a month. Unsurprisingly, this also means that some of Steam's and owner Valve's most popular games have also set new concurrent player records. Valve's Counter-Strike Global Offensive, also known as CSGO, managed to peak at 1,007,062 players, while Dota 2 peaked at 694,829. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has peaked at 525,462 players, while Rainbow Six Siege and Grand Theft Auto Online bring up the rear. It's unsurprising news, to say the least, considering many people around the globe are practicing a higher level of caution in the wake of the novel coronavirus outbreak and likely avoiding public gatherings. That leaves a lot of time to play video games. I would also... This is me speaking. I want Pornhub to release their stats over the last like week.
Oh man,
with all the people not at work.
I bet people are jerking it, dude.
Like
no doubt.
That's going to be a weird number to see, like, because in like we were talking about earlier, like in the Spanish flu, they didn't have things like this. This is going to be a weird time to look back at. Like, we're going to have all these like technology statistics and things of like, what were people doing during the plague? It's like, oh, they were playing Call of Duty, or like, oh, they were just looking at midget porn or whatever, like it's just going to be weird.
I know I always go back to this, but I want to know how many of those concurrent players are like playing VR. You know what I mean?
Probably not that many. No.
Probably not that many in like respect to how many are playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, like, I feel like with Half-Life coming up, I want to see like if there's an influx of like people playing VR. You know what I mean? Because I know the headsets are selling out faster than usual, and I don't know if that's because coronavirus is stopping production or if like, people just are hyped about the new game. You know what I mean? I think
people are hyped about the new game, but I also think that people are only buying it for that game. There's a lot of people that, like, they'll buy something just for a specific... Like, I know a lot of people that bought a PlayStation just to get Call of Duty. Like, they don't play anything else. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like you're not wrong about that. But I also feel like if the game sells well enough, we'll see more big-name VR games. So that's really what I'm hoping for here, is that it'll do well enough to, like, start a fire. You know what I mean? Like,
honestly, I think what's going to happen is that they're just going to make a new Half-Life, and it's just going to go to flat screen after this one.
I wouldn't mind if the new Half-Life had like a Resident Evil style like option.
Yeah,
you know?
like you could play it in VR or not.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm cool with more games doing that. I feel like Resident Evil did it so well that it's not out of the question for other games to just implement it at launch. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
I don't know.
Want some REVR? Like there should be a first-person mode.
I
VR.
really hope Resident Evil 8 has a VR mode. You know what I mean?
Oh, it will.
7
dude.
was so sick, dude. Ugh. They're probably waiting for PS5 to drop.
Oh yeah, for sure. What you got?
Okay, let's see. Activision Blizzard, one of the biggest publishers in gaming, has announced a major leadership change. The company has hired veteran Google executive Daniel Algary to become its new president and chief operating officer of the company, known for series such as World of Warcraft and Call of Duty. He'll take office on April 7th, 2020. According to government filing, Algary is getting a lucrative pay package as Activision Blizzard's new president and CEO. He will earn an annual base salary of $1.35 million, in addition to annual discretionary bonuses, whatever the fuck that means. That could be 100% of that base salary.
What?
He is also eligible to earn an additional pay bonus of another 100% of the base salary for years where Activision Blizzard's earnings per share growth is 20% better than expected results.
Well, he better be working hard, bro.
Bro, that's an incentive to me, man. Fuck.
Even if he didn't hit those goals, he's still
he's
making
still
$1 million something a year.
Like, fuck, I'm $1 million short.
A million.
I only made $2 million this year. Fuck.
Damn. And probably get fired, but you only got to work for that 1 year, make that $1 million.
Yeah,
and
you work
you're
1
good.
year, you get fired, you're straight, dude. Fuck it. Like, as well. Oh, and check this out. Algary is also getting a company-paid $5 million life insurance policy for himself and his wife, as well as one-time payment of $2.5 million as a contract inducement. Yeah, contract inducement. So he's just straight up getting $2.5 million just like right off the bat for like joining the company.
I'd be like, thank you, goodbye.
Right?
No, just-
I quit.
I'm too stressed. There's too much stress with this job. It's like you haven't even come into the office yet.
It says, dude, it's not all. Algary is also set to receive stock options with a $5 million grant value. So,
What the fuck, dude?
bro, he's getting paid.
What did he do before this?
I don't know, but if I was his wife, I'd probably throw him off a bridge or something.
Yeah, I was about to say he better start watching out.
That
Actually,
$5 million life insurance is no joke, dude.
people better watch out for his wife because she's getting that plan too.
Bro, I'd almost reject the life insurance policy. I feel like that's like a target on your head or something. You know what I mean?
It is a target on your head. I wouldn't make that part public. I don't understand why that part's public, but my thing is like, you got to look out for your family, though. You know, like, if he dies, you know, like, then his wife is set. You know,
Dude,
like, if
totally.
she didn't
straight,
kill him.
Yeah.
You know, if he just died.
Yeah, and if she dies, he's set, too.
Yeah.
Because... That's fucked up. It's
true,
a
though.
life insurance policy for both of them.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying.
So, like...
Either way, they're good. You know,
Dude, that's a bet.
they could both bite the bullet, and then their families will get 10.
Dude, yeah, if I was a kid, you could just kill both of them.
I'm telling you, dude.
Organize. Oh,
We've
man.
been born into the wrong family.
Shit.
See, their kids just don't know how to take advantage of a good opportunity. No, just kidding.
They got everything handed to them on a silver platter.
Don't know how to kill. No, but Jonathan Dornbush at IGN says, after a tease trailer earlier this week from Lego and Nintendo, we now know a lot more about the collaboration between the two companies that will bring Super Mario Lego sets to the real world. But the work the two have done together isn't just resulting in a Lego set or two. It's leading to a brand new type of Lego playstyle that's like if Super Mario Maker came to life. As revealed in new images, a teaser video, and an interview IGN conducted with digital design lead on Lego Super Mario, Jonathan Binnick, on Lego Super Mario, Jonathan Binnick, Lego Super what the fuck? Lego Super Mario, which will include a host of Lego sets and builds to be revealed in full ahead of its launch later this year, is more than just a traditional Lego set. Buyers will be able to essentially build customized Mario levels using specialty Lego bricks, which will interact in various ways with the unique Lego Mario figure. The Lego Mario is more than just a supersized figure. He's got special functionality that allows him to interact with different pieces of these levels in unique ways, such as greeting a friendly character like Yoshi, crying out in pain when standing in lava, and more. The goal of these levels is to have Mario traverse the blocky terrain, competing against the clock, while interacting with each variable piece to collect as many digital coins as possible. Binnick went a bit more in depth with IGN about how the system all works, though saved some details for future reveals. Lego Super Mario is not a video game, though not purely just a Lego set you build. It's a hybrid between an interactive game and a Lego experience. Binnick described how the design team endeavored to capture elements of what fans love from both Lego and Mario. Binnick cited Super Mario Maker as a clear analog in Mario's gaming history, though he declined to go into specifics about the Lego sets themselves. Binnick did point to their modularity. While a piranha plant is very much intended to be a piranha plant in these sets, and the rotating platform shown in the video teaser is meant to be that as well, builders can ultimately decide for themselves when and how Mario will come into facing off with these elements in between the start and end of a level. Did you watch the video of this?
No, I didn't. This is the first time actually hearing of this. I must have scrolled past it or something on accident.
Yeah, so it's like the Mario, the Lego Mario like character, or like he's like big and fat. Like all the Legos are like bigger than normal Legos, but like so the Mario character himself is like or figure himself has like Bluetooth connectivity somehow to like the rest of the pieces. And he has like a little screen on his chest, and it'll play like music, like whenever you're going, like whenever you start the timer. And so like you're like going through, I guess it's for like little kids. I don't know if this is meant to be like a real game, but you like build the level that you want, and you put like Goombas and stuff like that, and like tunnels, and like whenever you put him in the tunnel, it does like whenever he like comes out of it,
dope.
and like he comes up and it starts playing the music, and then he's like bouncing along, and whenever you jump on a Goomba's head, like coins pop up on his chest, or like if you hit a question block, the thing does like a little Russian roulette on his chest, like the screen, and it'll land on, it'll be like coins times 10 or like whatever, and then you keep going. Then at the end, obviously he jumps on the flag and like it does all that shit. It's pretty interesting.
I kind of dig that. I don't know. I like the interactivity. I like Legos kind of getting with the times, like not just like trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, I really want to see what that becomes.
I like Lego and Mario partnering up. I think that's a fun partnership,
I definitely think it's going to be very expensive, though. That's the problem.
I feel like we need a real Lego Mario video game, though. You know what
Me
I mean?
too.
Like, I feel like that would be sicker than this.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. In the video, it was like two 6-year-old kids playing with it, honestly. So
Yeah.
I think it is meant for little kids. It's not really a game.
I mean, that's cool for kids, especially if you're a kid that's already into Lego and Mario. You know what I mean?
Or just into Lego. This is how they get introduced to Mario.
Yeah.
Like they were saying last episode.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what's this? And he's like, it's a me, it's a Mario.
It's a me, it's a Mario. Speaking of that, there's I can't find the article, but Levi elaborated on their Mario
this.
clothes. Did you see that? They're sick, dude. I want it. I'm not gonna lie. Like the jackets and stuff, especially the girls line. I want to get that shit for Audra. I don't know if she'd wear it, but that shit is sick, dude.
I don't know if I'd call it sick though.
It's pretty sick, dude.
Hold on. I want to bring it up.
Look at the jacket.
Okay, I'm gonna
And
describe
the pants.
to
You gotta
you.
have the pants, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna describe to everybody what the clothes look like.
It's pretty sick.
So Levi's cross Nintendo collaboration. All right, it's dropping April 1st, which sounds like an April Fool's joke.
Dude.
So the jacket is
show the camera.
I mean, they're not gonna be able to see that.
Yeah, I'm probably not.
So the jacket, the men's jacket, is basically like a a jean jacket with random patches all over it. It's like Super Mario World, like a patch, Bullet Bill patch.
It's not the pat. It's not the jacket. Look at her outfit. Okay.
So the girl has like this outfit where it's like,
and his pants. I like that pattern.
Like some high rise shorts with like like this nice like throw on jacket thing that it's like it's very 90s reminiscent, like the way that it's like it's designed. It's just Mario, Toad, Bowser, like all the characters just jumbled up together, like all on each other. I don't know what those are. Levi's are jeans, so I imagine that's like denim somehow.
Yeah, I think all of that is denim.
It's like, how does that feel? And then, of course, there's some overalls.
Bro, those overalls are sick.
Men's overalls. I
don't give a shit, bro.
With coins coming out of the ass.
Yes.
The ass pocket.
You guys got to look this up, man.
Yeah, so would you wear overalls? I mean, like, let's be real.
I think I would. I'd have to try it on and see how it looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like...
But I'm not opposed to wearing anything. I just have to, like, see how I look in it, Like, sometimes I'll just wear some weird shit and I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good,
Yeah. I mean, the guy...
I'm not saying I wouldn't wear overalls,
After seeing the guy on the circle wear overalls, I'm pretty against wearing overalls.
Oh, God, that guy was fucking ridiculous.
Adam?
No, yeah.
Yeah, just no.
Oh.
Overalls just weren't made for grown men bodies. They look like big diapers.
No. See, if that was not a good example of like a grown man wearing overalls, That guy could have worn anything and it would look dumb as hell.
That's
true.
What I mean? That is true. All right, what you got over there?
Sorry, I lost my place. I started scrolling up for some reason. Okay, here's an article. I'm not going to read it. Xbox Live is doing better than usual because of COVID. I think we already kind of touched on that. Here is another article that I will read, and it's kind of sad, kind of interesting. Microsoft has announced that co-founder and technology advisor Bill Gates has stepped down from the company's board of directors to dedicate more time to his philanthropic priorities, including global health development, education, and his increasing engagement in tackling climate change. Gates has served as the chairman of the board since February 4th, my birthday, 2014. Quote, "It's been a tremendous honor and privilege to have work with and learn from Bill over the years," Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella wrote. "Bill founded our company with a belief in the democratizing force of software and a passion to solve society's most pressing challenges, and Microsoft and the world are better for it." So, good on you, Bill. Go do your thing, you rich bastard.
Yeah, he's set for life. He actually stepped down right now because he said he's pretty confident in the leadership that's there at the moment. He'd be leaving on good terms. Everything's great. Obviously, Microsoft doesn't really need his help at this moment, and he's been very philanthropic for like a while. Like him and what's his wife's name, Melinda, or it's like the Melinda Gates and the Bill and Melinda.
Remember. Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah, they've been working on like the water crisis and like other countries like Africa and stuff like. That's not a country, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so like they've been helping with everything on the planet, and they're working on like climate change and things like that, trying to move the planet forward and not backwards, as some people like to do.
So there's at least one rich guy out there
doing good things.
Yeah.
Good on him. Anyways, we got some more CD Projekt Red news here. They have announced that they will begin developing a new game set in the world of The Witcher, but not The Witcher 4, after Cyberpunk 2077 is released. Speaking to Eurogamer Poland, with translation confirmed by IGN Poland, president of CD Projekt Adam Kaczynski explained that the developer had created a clear concept for a new single-player Witcher game, and that production would begin in earnest once Cyberpunk 2077 is released. After Cyberpunk 2077 sees its initial release, CD Projekt Red will have two larger teams working on Cyberpunk 2077's multiplayer and DLC respectively, with a smaller team beginning work on the Witcher game. Kaczynski also reiterated the fact that a new Witcher game would not be The Witcher 4, i.e. a continuation of the story of Geralt, the protagonist of the first three mainline Witcher games. This is in line with what Kaczynski has been saying for several years. Back in 2017, he said that Geralt's story was complete, but that the studio would probably return to The Witcher in some form. Kaczynski doesn't make clear what form the next Witcher game would take, but it seems likely that this would be a follow-on from the RPG style of the previous games rather than a spin-off in the vein of Gwent, the Witcher card game. No time frame was given for release, but given the development cycles for The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, we can expect it to be several years away at the very least. The company president also explained that CD Projekt currently only has games planned in the Witcher and Cyberpunk universes. It seems we won't be seeing any new IP from the Polish studio anytime soon.
Interesting. Well, if it's not like Gwent 2, which, fuck, I hope it's not, there's only really a few routes to go down with The Witcher, I feel like you could do like a Ciri spin-off where you play as Ciri. That would be interesting. There's a lot you could do there. You could do like a young Vesemir, the guy who trained Geralt. You could like go back to his like early Witcher days and do like some kind of spin-off with him. That would be kind of fun. I don't know,
Yeah, I literally don't know. So I'm just taking your word for it.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if that was like a bummer to people who played The Witcher that Geralt's just basically done.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people will probably be disappointed that Geralt isn't like the main, focus.
Is it Geralt? I've been saying Geralt this whole time.
It's okay.
Like Gerald.
You're close enough,
I'm out here trying.
You're
okay,
trying,
guys.
Yeah. It's okay.
I didn't claim to be a Witcher. Okay, guys. No. Anyways,
I don't know. I personally would like him to be in it, but we'll see.
Maybe he'll make an appearance. It just won't be him like as the main character.
I just feel like they'd be fools not to like use this iconic character that everybody loves, but whatever. Okay. Actor Mark Wahlberg is creating a new show that focuses on one person in particular, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, thank you.
HBO Max, the new streaming service scheduled to launch in May, has ordered an 8-episode series focused on Wahlberg called Wall Street.
Wow.
According to Variety, the show will focus on Wahlberg as he balances his acting life and growing his business. The show's official description adds that viewers will learn about his successes and failures and glean powerful business and life lessons while also getting to know a cast of colorful characters that make up Wahlberg's real-life entourage.
Like his business, Wahlburgers? That business?
I think that's his brother's business. I'm not sure.
I thought they all had like some stake in that.
Maybe they do. They probably do. That would, yeah.
I just don't see how you could have business issues when you have Wahlberg money. Like it's like any problem that arises, you just throw another mill at it and then you're good.
Like of all the shows I don't want to watch, like this is like at the top,
the very top
of that list. And you know what's funny is like I feel like he's trying to do like the Nick Cage thing because Nicolas Cage is doing that like unbearable weight of massive talent or whatever movie, but that's gonna be like satirical. And
yeah,
I think,
and that's a movie. I feel like this is supposed to be like a reality show. This is like the Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
No way. I think this is going to be like a fucking... I really think this is going to be like a fucking acted out like spin-off.
No.
Like,
this is going to be called Making Out with the Wahlbergs type shit. It's going to be...
If it's like a Keeping Up with the Kardashian show, I can accept it a little more. But if this is like a fucking like reenactment of like the last like 15 years of Mark Wahlberg's life in like the season of a TV show with like actors playing his like
no,
wife
I don't
and
think that's
what
it is. There's no way. I really think, but by the way he talked, or by that synopsis, it sounds like it's just going to be like a, him giving business inside, like what he's been doing and all that stuff. Like
we'll have to see, because I don't know. I really hope that that's what it is, and not just like.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, how cocky do you have to be to like? You know what? My life would make a good show.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get some actors to play my wife.
My wife.
My wife and kids.
My kids. Yeah.
My brother.
Donnie Wahlberger. No, I don't even know what his brother's name
I think it is Donnie.
Is it Donnie?
It sounds right.
Donnie Wahlberg.
I wouldn't have questioned it if you just said that. I would have accepted it and just been like, yeah, Donnie.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
There was like a reality show about their Wahlburger company, like his brother's Wahlburger restaurant back in the day. So I could. It's literally called that.
Sorry, it's just I know what you're talking about. Actually,
yeah. So funny. That's why I feel like it's a continuation of that, like a rebirth of that show.
Okay, I could get behind that.
I mean, I can't get behind it, but I could understand it more. Anyways, what you got? I'm out of news. So.
Okay. The NBA has suspended its season after Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID-19.
Wasn't this the guy that was like on video touching all the mics, like making fun of it?
I don't know.
Like, if I'm right, if I'm correct, I remember reading about this guy, like at some conference when they were like talking about COVID-19, he was like joking around and like touching everybody's mic, and then he ended up testing positive.
That is so funny, dude. I bet he feels like a jackass. Well, either way, apparently, one of the teams, the Suns, is going to be playing the rest of their season on NBA 2K20 on Twitch. So if you want to watch,
how does that work? Like, is just one of them gonna play it?
I have no idea. Even the people who wrote the article don't seem too sure, but in some capacity they will be playing the game. So it might be interesting to check that out.
Yeah, they just take turns. Like one person plays a game, and then
I'm sure they'll all at least be there, like on screen on Twitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be weird.
Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, that's it.
That's all.
Wait,
the news?
no, wait, hang on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not it. Mortal Kombat 4 is on GOG. Did you ever play Mortal Kombat 4?
Yeah.
The like 3D one that was on like
N64?
Dude,
yeah.
I feel like people have like forgotten about this Mortal Kombat. It was like the Tekken of Mortal Kombat, and like you could use like weapons and stuff. It was fucking sick, dude.
Well, Annihilation had weapons and stuff too.
And so did Deadly Alliance.
That's what I'm thinking of. Deadly Alliance, not Annihilate. That's not a game.
No, there was a Mortal Kombat Annihilation that existed.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's just Deadly Alliance.
I mean, I think
I'll look it up. You keep reading.
I don't know if it had weapons or not, but I think that game exists in real life.
I'm gonna check it.
IRL. I could be wrong. But either way, it's coming to GOG. So if you want to get your nostalgia on, get some Mortal Kombat 4, it's only like $6. So check it out. Let's see.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation was the movie that came out in 1997 and has a 2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, that's unfair. It wasn't that bad.
2%, bro.
2%. I've seen some bad movies in my day. I mean, granted, it's not the best movie ever, but 2%?
But Deadly Alliance...
That's hardcore, man.
...was the weapons game. Yeah, it was the one where everybody has, like, a specific weapon.
Yeah, that was cool. I like how everybody had their own little weapon. And, like, Scorpion had, like... Sub-Zero had, like, the ice sword, and you could, like, stick it into people.
Yeah, and it would just stick.
It would just stay there and cause, like, bleeding damage through the rest of the match. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was always my, like, go-to opener. I'd just stab you and just leave the sword in you through the whole fight. Let's see. Oh, this is really interesting. Epic Games, owner of the Unreal Engine widely used across the games industry, has acquired the company behind the facial animation work deployed in games such as God of War and Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice. Cubic Motion is the creator of facial animation technology that is used in conjunction with facial rigs for use for animation. Basically, they're buying this company so like developers that use the Unreal Engine can have like access to tools to make like facial animations more realistic. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So they're like folding the technology into their Unreal Engine kind of in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just keep getting better and better over there. Epic
Dude,
Games is smart.
I feel like this is going to benefit just about every game that is developed in the future with Unreal Engine, especially with this like coming generation of like, realism. I don't know. It's exciting to me.
Very exciting. With all this ray tracing and facial animations.
Shit's about to get real. And that's all I got.
Okay. Well, that's it for this week's video game news. We're going to jump into this week's releases, where I'm going to let you know which brand new games you can buy in the next 7 days, starting with Doom 64, and Doom Eternal, because I think if you buy Doom Eternal, doesn't it come with Doom 64 or something like that?
I think it might be a pre-order bonus or something like that. I'm not sure.
I'll just read them separately just in case. Doom 64 is coming to Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC on March 20th for $4.99. Once again, the minions of hell are trying to take over the Earth, and it's up to a lone space marine to travel to hell to save the world. Fight against demons in your crusade to hunt down the mother of demons and stop hell's invasion. In levels designed especially for Doom 64, you will face many old foes, including cyber demons, mutant space marines, flaming skulls, and cacodemons. Cacodemons? I don't know. As you battle through more than 30 action-packed levels. Be on the lookout for enhanced weapons and secrets to help you put an end to the demonic threat. And then we got Doom Eternal coming to Xbox One, PS4, and PC on March 20th for $59.99. Experience the ultimate combination of speed and power with the next leap and push forward first-person combat as the Doom Slayer return to take your vengeance of God. No, give me a second. I gotta breathe. Okay, as the Doom Slayer return to take your vengeance against the forces of hell, Doom Eternal is set to an all-new pulse-pounding soundtrack composed by Mick Gordon. Fight across dimensions as you slay new and classic demons with powerful new weapons and abilities. And then,
dude, fuck yeah. I can't wait for that.
Me either. And then we got Animal Crossing New Horizons coming to Switch March 20th for $59.99. Animal Crossing for Nintendo Switch is the first original game made specifically for the Nintendo Switch platform. Wait, no, it's not. Why does it say that? The first original Animal Crossing game is what they meant to put on there. Not the first ever game made for Switch. Anyways, so The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 is coming to PC on March 23rd for $59.99. Nearly a year and a half has passed since the Erebonian Civil War, and much has changed since then, from the shifting stances of countries to the internal politics of the empire, and even the life of Rain Schwarzer. The shadows of the past have given way to the embers of a new chapter. Now graduated from Thor's Military Academy, Rain has become an instructor at the Thor's Branch campus, a newly opened academy that quickly finds itself thrust onto the national stage. It is here that he takes the lead of a brand new Class 7 and must guide a new generation of heroes into an unknown future. Though all is calm now, the nefarious Ouroboros organization continues to weave a dark plot that could engulf the entire continent in war, or perhaps something even more sinister.
You know that commercial where it's like, Jake from State Farm, and she's like, she sounds hideous.
Yeah.
You know, every time I hear like a game that just sounds really bad, that lady pops up in my brain and she's like, she sounds hideous. Like,
no, I like that. That's kind of how I feel about this game. But basically, it's an innovative RPG world-building game, I guess. I don't know what it is. But anyways, Half-Life Alyx is coming to PC on March 23rd for $59.99. Brent just came. Half-Life Alyx is Valve's VR return to the Half-Life series. It's the story of an impossible fight against a vicious alien race known as the Combine, set between the events of Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Playing as Alex Vance, you are humanity's only chance for survival. The Combine's control of the planet since the Black Mesa incident has only strengthened as they corral the remaining population in cities. Sounds familiar. Among them are some of Earth's greatest scientists, you and your father, Dr. Eli Vance. As founders of a fledgling resistance, you've continued your clandestine scientific activity, performing critical research and building invaluable tools for the few humans brave enough to defy the Combine. Every day you learn more about your enemy, and every day you work toward finding a weakness. Immerse yourself in deep environmental interactions, puzzle solving, world exploration, and visceral combat. Alyx was built from the ground up for virtual reality. Learn to aim around a broken wall and under a barnacle to make an impossible shot. Rummage through shelves to find a healing syringe and some shotgun shells. Manipulate tools to hack alien interfaces. Toss a bottle through a window to distract an enemy. Rip a head crab off your face and throw it at a Combine soldier.
I legitimately can't fucking wait to play that game. Like, I'm so hyped.
Did you pre-order it? You good to go?
No, I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I need to. It'd probably be smart because I think it's like $7 cheaper if I pre-order it right now.
Do it. And then we got Paper Beast coming to PSVR on March 24th. Couldn't find a price for this game.
If you have a PSVR and you're sad you can't play Half-Life Alex.
Jump on that Paper Beast, which is a playful exploration game set in a colorful ecosystem born out of big data. Undertake a virtual journey of discovery through an immersive and poetic gameplay experience. Somewhere deep down in the vast memory of a data server, an ecosystem has emerged. Decades of lost code and forgotten algorithms have accumulated in the eddies and flows of the internet. A small bubble of life has blossomed. Paper Beast is born.
Might be kind of interesting, actually. I don't know. I saw the E3 trailer for it or whatever.
It was just like paper dinosaur looking things.
Yeah, I feel like it has potential, like in a headset, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see about that. Yeah. And then we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on March 24th for $39.99. Enter the Duelist Simulator to take your place among the finest duelists ever in Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution, an enhanced version of Legacy of the Duelist. And then we got Bleeding Edge coming to Xbox One and PC on March 24th for $29.99. Grab your team and tear it up in Bleeding Edge, an electrifying online brawler where every fighter comes mechanically enhanced for mayhem.
Yeah, a lot of people played the beta, said that was pretty fun. So
seems interesting. It kind of looked like Overwatch.
Yeah, totally. The team that made that did some other kind of like single player game, didn't they? It's Ninja Theory, right? It's like
I think so.
It's like a weird like studio, like one that you wouldn't think would develop like a multiplayer online game. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I know what you're I'm pretty sure you're right. But anyways, that's it for the games coming out this week.
Wow, that's a hell of a week right there. I feel like that meme where it's like the wrestling guy president who's like,
with each game it gets more and more like intense. No, I'm pretty excited for Animal Crossing. You know, my girlfriend also was basically sent home from work for 2 weeks. She won't be able to go back for 2 weeks, and we're ready to hop on this Animal Crossing on Friday and just fucking lose ourselves in the music the moment we own it.
Oh man, all the I've seen like a few reviews already that are like 5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know?
The lowest review I've seen for it was 8. You know, and I've seen like probably like 15 reviews. So like all of them are anywhere between 8 and 10. You know,
man, I can't wait to play it. Yeah. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to play Doom. Can't wait to play Half-Life. It's going to be a good week. You know?
Dude, definitely.
I don't have the money to support this week, but it's going to be a good week.
Oh, yeah, bro. It's going down. And plus, Animal Crossing is up to 8 players local co-op. You know, so like you can have 8 people on one screen playing.
I'm just gonna be on your island 24/7.
Yeah, dude, you gotta come and
I'm not even gonna play on my island. I'm just gonna like build my own little world on your island.
It's like, who's that homeless guy over there? Oh, that's Brent. He's always on our island.
He just hangs out over there.
Hey, quit taking our fucking fruit, bro.
Just run off.
It's my beetle. No, anyway, so we're going to jump on over to Currently Playing. You can let us know what you've been playing in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak podcast or in the YouTube comments. Let us know. We want to talk to you about it. You know, so Brent, did you want to go? You want me to go? How do you want to do this?
It doesn't matter. You want me to go?
Yeah, you go, because I'll finish this off strong with because I finished a game I want to talk about.
Oh, cool. I finished a game too, actually. So like a week or two ago, I bought Boneworks and Walking Dead Saints and Sinners at the same time because I was excited about my computer and VR and stuff.
Yeah, you were talking big game about this Boneworks last week.
So yeah, last week I was only like 4 or 5, maybe like 6 hours into it or something. So I was like effectively like halfway through the game. And about halfway through the game is when shit starts getting fucking crazy, dude. That game, okay, I gotta say, Boneworks, I beat the game, finally. Okay, I had not been playing anything else. I've been dedicating all my time to it. It took me about 11 hours to beat the game, which I feel
in VR?
In VR, which is pretty damn good for a VR game, at least a modern VR game. The graphics are insanely good. Like, the physics in the game, it's like a physics-based game. Like, that's kind of like the draw of the game. Like, every object has weight to it, you know what I mean? It's weird, but it's just amazing. Like, it is one of the best VR experiences I've ever had. Like, it makes other VR games feel like, I don't know, like poorly made or something. Like, I don't know, it's just amazing. Like, when your hand touches something, it pushes it and interacts with it. And like, dude, the game gets weird. Like, it starts out and it's like I don't know, like a VR, like a, you know, your typical shitty VR game where you're like throwing this into like a pile here and this, and then like it's like it gives you a gun, and then like it's like a tech demo kind of, and then it's like you're like trying to escape from this tech demo, and like all these monsters start coming at you, and like you start realizing you're like in the system kind of, and you're like trying to get out of this fucking like system, and it feels like it's like Half-Life, like it's really really strong Half-Life vibes with like the crowbars and the weapons and stuff, you know, and the enemies. Like there's like these little VR headsets that have like spider legs that'll like jump at you like the head crabs, and like they'll latch onto your face, and it like feels like a VR headset is like sucking onto your face, and you see like this operating system booting up, and you like rip them off of your face and like stab them and shit. It's like incredible, dude. Like if you got to look up some gameplay for this game because it's just like nuts. But the actual story is like really cool too. Like it's one of those stories that doesn't like spoon feed you the story, you know what I mean? Like it's all just kind of like context clues, and like you pick it up from the environment around you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go through and there's like weird shit written on the walls, and like at the end, there's like this cutscene and this weird ladder. I don't want to like ruin everything, but it's like one of the most fantastic, weird experiences I've ever encountered. And like a lot of the puzzles are like really cool physics-based things. Like you pick up a big board and you like lay it across a gap and like walk across the board. Or, you know, just like weird things that like feel really good in VR. Like you get 2 crowbars and you like reach to like a pole and swing across a gap and like get the other crowbar and swing, you know, like I don't know.
Sounds intense. It sounds like Pitfall, the game.
It's really, really intense. And, you know,
VR.
I will say this, it's not a game to play if you don't have, like, if you're not experienced with VR and like artificial locomotion, like, don't play this game. Like, it warns you before you even start the game. Like, do not play this game if you're not, like, used to VR. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta have your sea legs.
Like, it's like a really flippy, jumpy kind of game. But it's, like, maybe the... Like, it's... Next to Resident Evil 7, it's probably the best VR game I've ever played in my life.
Wow.
It is so, so good. And it's worth every penny of the $30 asking price or whatever. But, yeah. So that was fantastic. I beat that, and I was like waiting to play Walking Dead Saints and Sinners until after I beat that, and I'd heard better things about Walking Dead Saints and Sinners than I had Boneworks. I did a little poll, and everybody's like, oh, get Walking Dead, you know, and so I was like, all right, whatever. So I booted it up expecting it. Maybe I was just expecting too much or something.
Yeah.
But like when I first started the game, it was like really jittery, you know? And I have, like, a pretty good graphics card and stuff, and I was like, okay, something's wrong, you know? So that led me to do this, like, benchmark, like, this VR benchmark for my computer, and I was, like, getting, like, pretty poor results from the VR benchmark. So I went into this, like, YouTube video, and like, there's this guy, and he's like, you just optimize these settings, blah, blah, blah. So I went through and did, like, this checklist and changed a bunch of settings, and now my computer runs, like, 3 times as fucking fast as it used to, like literally like 3 times faster than it was. Like I don't know what I did or how I did it, but now it's like incredibly fast. Like I thought it was fast before, but like
now you're on that next
level. Now I'm on
level.
that like next level. So I booted Walking Dead back up. Now it's running smooth, you know, with the occasional like jerk. I don't know. It's not the smoothest game I've ever played, which is like Boneworks looked a lot better. Like, and it felt smoother and like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like Boneworks was more graphically demanding. I don't know the technical aspects about anything like that, you know, but
yeah,
like Walking Dead kind of feels cartoony and stuff, you know, and like Boneworks looks like realistic, and like the textures are all like real and shiny looking, and like I don't know, I just feel like Walking Dead should run smoother than it does, but that's here nor there. I don't know, like, I just can't get into it as much as, like, I thought I would, you know? Like, I was really wanting to love this game, you know? And I'm still not, like, done with it. I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, just give up on it, you know? But it's just not grabbing me the way I wanted it to. And I think that's partially because I just beat, like, maybe the best fucking VR game I've ever played. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe if you would have went to this one first and then
exactly.
moved on.
Like, maybe if I had played this one first, I don't know. But, like, there's something about it that I'm just, like, I don't know. I just can't get into it as much, but I'm still going to keep trying it. You know, it's not, I'm not entirely done with it, but it doesn't have my full attention right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, maybe it'll pick up.
But then, sorry, I've been playing a lot of shit this week.
No, you're good.
I tried the Call of Duty Warzone, which was pretty cool. You know, it's just Battle Royale. It's a lot like Apex Legends, except whenever you die, they take you to the gulag, and you have to, like, 1v1 some random person that's also died in the match, and then the winner of the 1v1 gets to come back to the game, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
And it's like 150 players, right?
Yeah, it's like 150 players, teams of 3, like mandatory teams of 3, like Apex, you know? It feels a lot like Apex, honestly.
Even the gameplay?
Yeah, even the gameplay.
That's weird.
But also it kind of feels like it's like Apex and Call of Duty had a baby, basically. Then I played a little bit of Wolfenstein Youngblood.
I heard that's so bad.
Dude, everybody said that, but I actually really enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Did you beat it?
No, I didn't beat it.
Oh, okay.
I'm only like a quarter of the way through it. But, like, you know, the story isn't that great, but, like, the graphics are amazing, and, like, the gameplay is really fun. I don't know.
I heard it's the loop, that the loop gets really annoying.
Maybe so. Maybe I haven't given enough time for the loop to get stale. But, like, they added, like, RPG elements to it, like, where you get, like, silver coins and you can upgrade your guns, and, like, it's co-op and it's easy to find matchmaking online, you know? And, like, I don't know, man, like, the ray tracing off the fucking, like reflections on the ground and shit.
Oh, you're playing this on PC.
Yeah. It's like next level looking, dude. Like you see like every reflection, like how I was talking about earlier with the water, like there's a part where you're like walking through this cave and like your like sister or whatever runs in front of you and like, I mean, I guess if it's a player controlled, I was playing with the AI at this point. But she, like, ran in front of me and, like, ran through the water, and you could see, like, the rippling reflections off of the ceiling and stuff. It was, like, really, really fucking cool. I was like, holy shit. But, like, also just reflections off the street are, like, really accurately reflected, and the water is, like, more translucent. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with ray tracing is like for some reason water just looks way more real.
It's
like
amazing,
even in Minecraft, like if you do the Minecraft ray tracing, the water looks like real fucking water, just in this weird ass like 64-bit looking world. Makes no sense,
dude. It's kind of wild. But yeah, I played that. I was getting like 200 frames per second on high settings. Like it was like stupid, dude. I was
Master
having a lot
race
of fun
over here.
Sorry, I'm just like I'm start getting into these things now, you know. But then I played. Okay, so all that I went on Facebook the other day, and I saw this guy post. He was like, "If you want to play 700 free VR games, blah blah blah, try this." And I was like, "Okay, well, you got my attention, you know." So I clicked on his link, and it was like, "Try the free Viveport Infinity trial or whatever." And so this is basically like Netflix for VR games, right?
Yeah.
So I signed up for like a 2-week free trial of this thing, and there's 700 VR games on it. And it's like Game Pass, basically. You just fucking download the games you want to play. They've got like Arizona Sunshine and Doctor Who and like a bunch of really high quality, good VR games on there. So I downloaded like a dick load of VR games, and I'm going to play them all when I get back tonight. But I tested one last night just to see if it would work. And I did the Angry Birds VR, you know? And it sounds stupid, but I got, like, locked into it for a while. It's, like, so much more fun than normal Angry Birds, because, like, it builds, like, this Jenga tower in front of you, like, Angry Birds style, of course. But then you can, like, teleport to different angles, and, like, you have the slingshot in your hand, and you shoot the birds at it. It's super addictive and fun. And the graphics look really good. I don't know. If you're bored, Angry Birds VR is a lot of fun. And Viveport Infinity is dope.
It sounds like an interesting game. Angry Birds VR, dude. I've always wondered what that world was like to be in it. You know what I'm saying? It's just all I've ever wondered about.
Man.
Do you like grab the fucking bird and just pull it back and then just let it fly?
No, you have like a slingshot in your hand. You do grab the bird and you put him in the slingshot, and then you like shoot him out of the slingshot at like a tower in front of you.
Wow. No wonder people associate violence with video games.
I'm telling you.
Just grabbing these cute little angry birds. No wonder they're angry.
Dude,
you know?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's a violent game, man. It should be rated M.
Or A.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a psychopathic trait.
Animal abuse, yeah.
Anyways, so what I've been currently playing and finished after probably about 50 or 60 hours, not really sure how many hours, I need to check that, but The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I have completed, bro. This is one of the only Zelda games I haven't finished, and I went and done it. Done that. So good, bro. So good. I still went back in after I beat it, like, just because there's so much to do in the open world. Like, after you beat the game, or like after you defeat Ganon, it reverts you to the save right before you beat Ganon, but there's a little star by your save that says, like, you beat the game. So you can always go back and fight Ganon again if you want, but, like, you basically go back in, you can just do any of the side missions you didn't complete or keep upgrading your armor and stuff like that, though. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter at that point.
Oh, that's fun.
But yeah, so, and also there's DLC, though. So, like, there's like 2 DLC packs. One comes with like a fucking motorcycle. Like, you can just drive around and the Breath of the Wild with like a motorcycle.
Did you get the motorcycle?
Not yet. I'm going to go back in and do it. And there's like a whole story, like there's a whole added story in the DLC with like shrines and stuff that they've added.
Dude, you gotta get that motorcycle, bro.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna get my Harley, bro. No,
bro, you need to be jumping hills on these fools. You know what I mean?
Dude. I recommend everyone play the game if you haven't played it, and like, it's just a fun game. Anyways,
see, I'm really hoping that that's how The Walking Dead is, and like, I'm just like, I need to give it a little more time before I can get into it. You know what I mean?
Just like, you just haven't gone far enough.
Like, maybe I just haven't seen what's good about it yet, because I think that's also how it is with Zelda. Like, I think I do need to give Zelda another chance, and I need to, like, really sit down and give it my attention for a little while and like see if it gets me.
Yeah, for sure. No, dude,
I needed to get the Master Sword, because I think if I had a sword that I know wouldn't break, I would feel a lot better about the game. I don't know why, but that would just make me feel better about the game.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Like everyone said, dude, once you get towards the end, like, you don't even care about the Master Sword. Like, you need the Master Sword for Ganon. Like, you don't, honestly, you can beat the game. You can go defeat Ganon right from the start. You don't even have to fuck with the Divine Beast or anything. If you're like confident in yourself, you could literally go to Hyrule Castle and fuck Ganon up, but you'll get a different ending and stuff like that. Like, there's different endings to the game. Yeah, I didn't realize this. The game is that open. Like, you can do whatever you want. You could go in there with literally what you have at the very beginning of the game. Like, people have done this and like beat Ganon. Like,
I want to see like a speed run. I bet that would be great.
It's pretty crazy. Anyways, but before we talk too much about that, let's jump into the topic of the show. Today's topic of the show is games to play during COVID-19 social distancing. These are games that we handpicked for you guys that we think would be great during a lockdown of the country, because it's coming,
See, I was thinking, okay, when I was making this list, I'm imagining like worst case scenario, like we're all like locked in the house.
Yeah, you can't do
like,
shit.
There's no going outside. You're stuck,
Yeah, and mine, I did a real focus on games that you can just get lost in, like games that are, I think a lot of people would want to jump to the, let's do like pandemic games and stuff like that. No, I'm thinking of games that'll get your mind off of reality.
Yeah, I have a mix of reasons why I picked the games I picked, but they all are you'll see.
Yeah, we'll get in. Yeah, we'll get onto it with the individual games. You want to start? Or you want me to start?
Yeah, I can start it off.
Okay, take us there.
So my number 5 is actually a VR game. It's called Thrill of the Fight. It is a boxing game.
It's the thrill of the fight.
It's the thrill of the fight. Basically, it's like a boxing game. I figure if you're going to be stuck indoors, right? If the global pandemic is coming and you're stuck inside and you just, you need to get active.
You need that exercise.
You need a little exercise, so I'm thinking a couple rounds of boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll help keep your immune system up.
Yeah, keep the immune system up, keep you in shape so you're not just like sitting around in quarantine all just, puffy and out of shape, you know what I mean? So get your box on. I thought, I don't know, really just for exercise, but I think it'd be fun also.
For sure. No, that's a good one. I didn't even think about exercise in video games. We should have put that Switch Ring Fit game on here.
That would have been a good one.
So my number 5 is the Batman Arkham trilogy.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this is because
it's a lot of game.
It's a lot of game with even if you don't like Batman. Like it's just a really good game.
Yeah, I'm not a big Batman fan, but I played all three of those like back to back. I went through a phase.
Yeah, and if you are a big Batman fan and a fan of like the Batman like the 90s animated series, then it's even a plus, like because it's got so much fanfare, and even if you're not there for the fanfare, it's just a good story. It's fun. The second one gives you more open world stuff. The first one's more like a Metroidvania, so like you're getting these different play styles as you go through each game, and it just gets a little bit like I personally like the first one way more than City, but a lot of people love City, so like it'll
I like the third one better than all of them.
Night.
I feel like they all have something good going for them, but
yeah, each one will appeal to a different person, honestly, like on a different level, but I think most people agree that Night is the best one.
It's so good. And they're also like, you can tell they're made with love, you know what I mean? It's one of those games like where there's little details and stuff where you're like, man, whoever made this really respected and enjoyed the source material.
Yeah, they love Batman. Like, and it takes it to like a more mature level too. Like, like some of the bad guys are serial killers. Totally. Things like that. It's
a lot
cool.
of the story arcs are very dark and mature too. Even though the game isn't presented exactly as like
dark. Yeah,
it's like the darkest Batman we've ever seen. But it's like
it
gets dark. Yeah.
But it's also a world to get lost in. You feel like a hero, and I feel like in these times, this is a good game to get lost in.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we need a hero.
We do. This city needs a hero.
Oh man, that's a really good one. Okay, so moving on to my number 4. Number 4 for me is strictly a personal preference, and only because I know in the past year I've sunk about 300 hours into this game, and I only know that because the PlayStation thing told me this. So UFC 3, just because I know that I will never get sick of this game, and it's just like a never-ending hodgepodge of possibilities, and if I have a friend there, it's a multiplayer game. Yeah. I don't know.
So you got 2 fighting games already.
2 fighting games. That's the only fighting games I've got, though. They're both for different reasons. Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, I could just play UFC forever, like UFC 3, especially if online is still going. You know what I mean? I don't know how bad the pandemic got, but...
Yeah. No, yeah. I like that. That's a good one. I think it's fun to build a skill. So, like, if you want to get really good at something, I feel like that's a good game to jump onto with all the free time.
And it's got a fun little story mode that you can, like, easily spend lots of time, like, creating characters and, like, building their little career and training the characters and stuff. So if you just want to play single player, there's a little bit of fun to be had there, too. So
yeah, and since there aren't any sports going on at the moment, everything's suspended, I feel like that's also a good way to get your sports feel.
Dude, they're still doing the UFC fights, but they're doing them in an arena, like an empty...
Yeah, that's going to be so weird.
I watched one. They did one this weekend, and it was like they didn't do it in front of anybody. It was like, and it was kind of cool because like every punch you hear like it echo through the fucking like arena that they're in, and like fucking like at one fight, after the fight was over, they started yelling at each other, and like usually they start yelling and like you can't hear anything, you just see their lips moving and like they're all aggressive, but in this you could hear everything they were saying. You know, and he's like, fuck you. It was really good, dude.
So angry.
I was like, man, I like being able to hear what they're saying, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I bet it was really awkward though.
It was weird. It was really weird. And the announcer was in there like as if there was a crowd to get hyped up. He was like, yeah, no. And it's like, dude, who are you hyping this up for, you know?
They should have at least played like music or something so they could get hyped, you know what I'm saying?
It was so awkward, but it was also really entertaining.
I feel like it takes away from the fight not having the audience, but like for the fighters, because they don't get hyped.
Maybe for the fighters, but like for the actual, like watching the actual fight, I feel like it was more intense because like every like step they took, you hear this like boom, boom, you know, and like when like kick hits the fucking like leg, it's like whack.
Or, yeah, I like that.
You hear the noises, and it's like, oh god,
gruesome. So my number 4 is Shenmue, and the reason why I say that is because Shenmue is a game that you can very easily get lost in the world. It has a very Majora's Mask feel to the way that the game works.
Baby boy Ryu.
Baby boy Ryu. Yeah, but the game itself has a lot of weird, mechanics in it, but there's also cool stuff like little arcades that you can go into, and like there's like a lot of collectibles. The story is fun, and like it takes time. Literally, it takes time to do certain things. Like you have to wait on a clock. Like so. And there's not really any like fast forwarding time, so like you just have to go by the in-game time, which it sounds like that would be annoying, but when you have all the time in the world with self-isolation, it would make for a really fun time. Like I feel like I would have liked that game even more if I would have been doing it during COVID-19.
Especially if you really, really like forklift driving.
Oh, yeah. There is a part where it gets over the top with the forklift driving, but since we're all out of the job, we might as well get to work,
I like that.
Yeah, but it's definitely a game worth giving a shot, and it's one that you will absolutely get lost in.
Was that number 4?
That was number 4 for me.
Yeah, it definitely. I agree with you. And number 2 is a good option, too, Shenmue 2. I mean, obviously, don't play Shenmue 2 if you haven't played Shenmue 1.
Yeah, but they're both on Game Pass. I think they're leaving soon though, so hop on there and get on there now.
Yeah, and you can probably get it at a discount.
While it's on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, you get a discount on purchases. So grab. They come together as one thing, so you might as well just buy it.
Yeah, and if you have fun, I think the third one has gotten like lukewarm reception, but. Yeah, and if you can play through the original janky ass 1 and 2, then you'll
love the third one. Yeah, but I think it's PS4 exclusive right now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised actually. All right, cool. So number 3 for me is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Like you were saying earlier, something about mastering a skill is really satisfying, and it takes time to do. But this is one of those games that I think is perfect for like if you have a lot of time to waste, you know what I mean? And if you like exploring, and if you like a challenge, you know what I mean? Like a challenge that's not too hard to overcome. I don't know.
Or it is hard to overcome, but it's possible.
It's not too hard to overcome. Yeah.
It's not something that's like, oh, this will never happen. Like it's just like
sometimes it feels that way, but I don't know. Those are the victories that taste the sweetest. Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's just your mind blocking your powers. You're on the verge of breaking through that ceiling. So number 3 for me is Subnautica.
Oh God!
Subnautica is one of those games that if you go into it and you don't, cheat your way around everything, like you just go straight into the game blind. Go into this game blind and just become the game. Just get immersed in this game, and like I promise you, with all the time you have in this self quarantining that's going on, you will love this game. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, something about this game is weird. It's terrifying.
It's scary as hell.
It's
especially
scary.
It's a VR game too. Like they have a VR version. It's terrifying, dude. I did exactly what you told people not to do. I like cheated my way to the bottom of the ocean and like found out the secrets and shit and like broke through the fucking crust and shit, dude. It's terrifying. Like, it's scarier. Like, once you get down to like the lower you, obviously the deeper you go, the scarier it gets.
Yeah, the different creatures you'll find and stuff.
Bro, when you get down to the fucking like, I don't know what I assume is the very bottom, because I couldn't get any lower even with like just hacking and cheating and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so scary, dude.
I bet. Yeah, this game, it's like a mix between like, take like Minecraft, like you just get thrown into this world and there's no real like, answer to what like it's like, oh well, just figure it out, so like you start collecting things. Like I remember the first time I went in, like I didn't realize that, like this weird like manta ray thing swimming around my like what's it called, like the little life pod that you start out in. I didn't realize that it wasn't an enemy, like it was something you could just pick up, and so I was terrified to leave the ship. Like I wouldn't get into the water. I was just like, nope. I'm just like horrified of underwater creatures. So this game, if you're afraid of that kind of thing, this game will terrify you. It's not scary in the way of like, oh, a monster popped out. It's terrifying.
It's scary that way for sure.
Well, once you get to but right when you first start out, it's not going to be like the monster as in an alien sea creature.
Dude, some of those fucking sharks and shit are terrifying.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like, they will come at you and you will not see it coming until
It's
you
too
turn.
late.
It's like, oh my god, dude, so scary.
Yeah, especially when you get into like the murky waters and stuff like
dude.
that. Like I remember the first time I like decided to venture away from my life pod, you know, I was like, whatever, I'm just going to that giant sunken ship thing. And like,
the radiation from that fucking killed me. Like, the first
yeah. That will, before I even got to the radiation, like a weird tentacled creature just grabbed me and ate me. Like I was just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, but it's definitely worth giving it a go and like just kind of letting it take you on this adventure because it gets crazy, dude.
It
like
really does. When you get down deep enough, you start seeing these big ass like whale-sized things that are just like, and like shakes the whole fucking like ocean around you and shit.
Dude.
It's like terrifying.
And even not even that, some of the stuff on land, like you start to discover all these crazy mysteries and stuff like that.
Some of that's pretty scary too. Like,
yeah, we won't spoil anything.
Yeah.
Just jump into that. So, Subnautica, that's also on Game Pass if you have Xbox.
Totally, that's a really good one to pick. All right. My number 2 is, so this one is another VR game. It's called Big Screen VR. We were talking about this earlier. I think this one's a good one to have on the list because, like, you know, everybody's cut off, quarantined. This is kind of a social app. This is the one we were talking about earlier where people stream different stuff. So basically, you can click on different people's streams. Like, for example, when the UFC fights happen, there's usually somebody streaming a UFC fight. So you click on the room with the UFC fight, and it puts you in like a like a VR movie theater with like, you know, 10 other people, and like you're watching the UFC fight basically in a movie theater, and you can talk to these people. I don't know. It's such a fun experience to like talk about random shit with people and like see what everybody's watching. And there's always like new movies, and like sometimes they have like 3D movies playing in the little theaters, you know. It's a lot of fun.
That's pretty interesting.
It's really cool. I watched a guy the other day play Dead Space in 3D in a movie theater.
That's pretty weird. I don't understand, but all right.
He had like apparently Dead Space and like several other games had like came out in a time when like 3D TVs were kind of getting popular.
Oh,
and so
yeah,
they implemented like a 3D mode in the game. So like basically if you're watching it in big screen, it projects it as if you were watching it on a 3D TV. You know what I mean?
That's so crazy.
It's really cool. I watched a guy play. I like to watch people play video games when I'm in there for some reason. It's fun to me, but because you can like talk to them. It's like watching a Twitch streamer, except you're like sitting in the room with them talking. I don't know.
Oh wow, that sounds pretty cool. It's like Yahoo. What was that Yahoo thing? Like the chat room. Like on Yahoo.
Oh yeah, it kind of reminds me of that.
Or like or playing pool on Yahoo, like just hanging out with people.
Yeah, it's got that vibe. It really does. I think that's why I'd want it because like human interactions and random movies and stuff to watch. You know.
Yeah, get you that social interaction during social distancing.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it without contracting COVID-19.
Dude, yeah.
Until it takes over the technology. No, but,
it's in the technology.
So number 2 for me is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game, you can absolutely lose yourself in this game. It's a game that you can literally get lost in. Like you won't know where you're at in the game because of how big and like just enormous this game is. Like when I'm talking open world, like it's bigger than Skyrim. It's bigger than like those types of games. Like it's very, very easy to get lost, you know?
Yeah, there's only like 2 games I've ever felt like overwhelmed by the size of. And I think the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed Odyssey are those 2 games.
Which Assassin's Creed Odyssey got inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Like they openly said that. Like when it comes to the open world, this game is probably, you know, there other than Odyssey, there's no other game that compares in the breadth with a D of this game, like
breadth of the wild.
Yeah. So you know, just if you like Zelda, even if you don't like Zelda, if you're a fan of like the Elder Scrolls games or like the newer Assassin's Creed games, give this game a shot, and it'll draw you in. The further you get into the game, the more you'll be pulled into its lore, into the story, and there's so many optional things that you can do or not do. It's up to you, you know. Like I said earlier, you can jump straight in the game and go just head straight over to the final boss if you want to. That's how open it is, but you'll want to take the time and go through the world and see all the stuff. And plus there's DLC and whatnot. So if you have a Switch or a Wii U for some reason, get Breath of the Wild and give it a go.
Cool. I like that. All right. So my number one. I'm gonna have to go with Persona 5, but I'm gonna take it up a notch and go with the 5R. Even though I haven't played it, I assume it can only be an improvement on what's already an amazing game that I would already recommend. You know, I feel like it's already like I spent 110 hours on like the base game, and I took my time with it. I didn't rush anything, but I also didn't I don't know, I didn't realize I was spending that much time on the game. It just happened, It's like Fallout or something, like when you're playing it and suddenly you're like, shit, I've been playing this a lot. You know what I mean? It was like that. And so I can only imagine. They said the new stuff adds 30 hours onto the game or some shit. So I don't know. I'm really excited. It adds a whole new semester of the school year and stuff. Sounds fun to me, so I would recommend that.
And even if you don't grab that one, I imagine Persona 5 is discounted at this point.
Oh, man. I've seen it for under $20 for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Us Xbox fans, man, we don't get none of that love.
Sad.
Yeah, they need to bring it to Switch. But no, that's a good call. A lot of people say it's one of the best games ever made. So number one for me is any Animal Crossing game. I've got
any of them.
Yeah, I would recommend, if you have a way to play it, Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS. It's the best in my opinion so far, but I'm sure that will change on the 20th whenever New Horizons drops. But New Horizons is dropping just in time. Like we said earlier, it's got the lowest review I have seen is an 8. And that's not low, and that's actually out of the ordinary. Most of the reviews that I saw were 9 and above. So
yeah, I saw a lot of the reviews I'm amazed how it finds ways to surprise me even 80 hours into the game and blah blah blah.
Holy shit!
It's dude, I can't wait to play that, dude.
I really can't wait, and it's great for if you're socially, if you're distancing yourself socially, but you live with someone, if you have roommates or, a live-in partner, this is going to be the game that you want, because it's going to be definitely an escape. It's an escapist game. Whenever I played New Leaf back on the 3DS, I've mentioned this before on a long past episode, that I was going through a rough time, but that I would just come home, hop on there, find some bugs, and just increase my museum, just completely keep updating it. And I had Bob's Burgers on in the background. There is no better combination in this life besides whiskey Coke. It's fucking. I'm telling you right now.
Dude, now you're gonna be able to do that in stunning HD while
Stunning.
it's docked to your fucking television, bro.
Oh yes, dude, with ray tracing. No, I'm just kidding. No, but
ray tracing. Everything's just ray
4K. No, but
700 frames per second.
Yeah, so I hope you guys got some good ideas for some games to play during the COVID-19 apocalypse that we are in right now. But I did have some honorable mentions I just want to throw out.
Oh, yeah, lay them on me.
DayZ is a really good one.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's not really a game that I personally love, but it's one that I had a lot of fun with and that I could see myself getting lost in with a bunch of free time. Then the reason I didn't love it is because I didn't have all the free time in the world to just sit there and keep doing the same loop. You know what I'm saying? So that game, Final Fantasy IX, oh my God, love that game.
Good game.
Love that game. And you will love all the characters. It's a good, I don't even know how many hours that game is. It's at least, I think, 50 hours long. So it's one to get lost in. KOTOR, you can even get it on your iPhone now, I believe, or it's on the iPad at least. But KOTOR is one that you can get lost in the world.
Man, that's a really good one right there.
And Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is on the SNES Classic, or you can even play it on your fucking Windows. Like you can just go onto Google and type in "play Chrono Trigger" and you can play it in a web browser.
Really?
The full game. You can play the emulator on a web browser.
What? Can you save it and stuff?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I'm about to play that.
Yeah, just
I'm
Google
about to do that.
play Chrono Trigger, and it'll be like the first link. So yeah,
I know you can play like the hacked Pokemon ROMs like that. Have you ever tried that?
Yes, I have. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That you could just play some of these games that at the time were like top notch.
Dude.
Like now you're just a web browser game
The future, man.
for sure. But anyways, yeah. So hope you guys got something good out of that, and we're gonna jump on over to the People's Champ,
Champion of the people.
Let me check the gram. I haven't checked it in a second to see if we got any questions over there. Oh, wait. Well, before we jump into the People's Champ, I forgot we got to mention our listeners wrote in some games that they think would be great or that they're going to be playing. It said, I asked them, what games will you be playing during COVID-19 social distancing? Jared Lisenby wrote in and said, Witcher 3. Geek Vision Productions says Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I forgot that game is coming out so soon. So, yeah, have fun with that, Geek Vision. Super Beaner says Yakuza 0, which I want to jump on that too. I actually installed it like I think 2 weeks ago, but I haven't even touched it yet.
Same here. I've got it installed, just I haven't done it yet.
Jason Domick in 1991 says, I'm just as antisocial now as I was before the virus. LOL. So anything and everything. So yeah, he's always playing everything.
Hell yeah.
I love
that.
He's the ultimate gamer, dude. He's always posting his games. Super_Nintomdo says Breath of the Wild. I've owned it for 2 years and haven't played it yet. Oh my god, dude. If you're listening to this episode, you are in for it. You are in for it. Play the fucking game.
I'm with you, bro. I'm the same boat. I've had it since I got my Switch, and I still haven't played it really.
You're both fools. Play the game. But anyways, and I'm saying that from a place of relativity. I was a fool once too.
Yeah, you were lost, but now you see.
Yes.
You just want to make believers out of us.
I was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I'm found. Lost, but now I see.
Yeah,
no,
well, you know what I mean.
I get the point.
I'm mixing metaphors. I'm whatever.
It's all right. Just
it's all good.
As religious people do. No, I'm just kidding. No, but anyways, yeah. So it doesn't look like we have any questions though from Instagram. So Brent, you pick the People's Champ over there.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you what.
And by the way, thanks for writing in, guys. All of your games. We hope you guys have fun not catching a disease.
Yeah, please don't do that. All right. So I'm gonna give it to Ran K.
What up, Ran K?
Yeah, she says, who was the most annoying NPC since I missed last time?
Oh, yeah. We also need to go back and get Giselle's question from last week.
We'll go back and get Jay, yeah.
The most annoying NPC. It's
an easy one for me. It's that, well, actually, there's two. I can go through two. I'll give you a little time.
Obviously, the guy from KOTOR, but he's not an NPC.
Which guy from KOTOR?
Your partner. He's not really an NPC, Karth? Though. Yeah, Karth. Karth is the most annoying video game character of all time.
No, he's super annoying.
But would he be considered an NPC?
He's not as annoying.
He's a non-player character.
He's playable. You can definitely
you can play as him. Never mind.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I just never had him in my party.
Nah, for me, it's like the annoying fan in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Like,
oh, that's pretty funny.
After you get to like the top of the ranks in the arena, like if you become the arena champion, you get this like adoring fan that like follows you around, and like he won't stop following you. Like he will follow you everywhere you go. Like
really,
yeah,
that's awesome.
It's hilarious, and he like stops you and talks to you and tries to get your autograph all the time.
Can you kill him?
Yeah, you can kill him. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
It's like it almost like makes you kill him. Like
you have to get rid of him.
Pretty much, like you have to think of a way to like get rid of. Like you can either kill him or you can tell him to like you gotta like really hurt his feelings, like to make him go away.
I'd rather just kill him. I would say Tingle from.
He's kind of creepy though.
Yeah,
I don't like less annoying and more like don't bring your kids around him. You know what I mean?
He's
like
definitely got the Peter Pan thing going on, but in a weird Mario plumber type way. I don't know how to explain it, but he's pretty annoying to me. I feel like it takes this world that's really like, dark and, mysterious, and then you just throw this guy into it, and it just kind of annoys
me. He's weird,
me.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and he's just everywhere, and he's always got maps. Weird cartographer he is.
Oh, there's another one. He's almost the exact same character as the adoring fan from Oblivion, but he's in Mass Effect. There's I think his name is like Conrad or something. And like you're walking through the Citadel and he like stops you and asks for your autograph. And at first it's all innocent, you're like, okay. And then like you see him progressively through the game, and like he starts getting this idea in his head that he's gonna be like the next space ranger or some shit, and like he keeps approaching you like, when are we going on the mission, and blah blah blah. I don't know. I feel like he would be a good candidate.
Can you kill him?
I don't think so.
Unfortunate. No, anyways, yeah. So those are some good answers. I like those.
All right, thank you, Miranda. Let's see. Moving on. We have Jessica Smith Wallace here.
Wallace.
She says, what is the name of your Animal Crossing island?
Ooh, I didn't even think about this. Ooh, what do I want to call it? I'm going to call it Duckburg. No.
Here in Duckburg.
Something airplanes. It's a duck blur. Yeah, something about airplanes,
Duckburg.
right?
I think we can all agree that is the optimal name.
I'm gonna only play that song when I'm playing Animal Crossing.
Life is like a hurricane
here in Duckburg.
Everybody just stops listening immediately.
Yeah. Or they just get in on that harmony. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we dropped that shit.
We're hitting that.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably going to be something stupid like that. It'll probably be Duckburg or something with the berg in it. I don't know why.
I like that.
Or Fifth Ward, I might call it.
I like that too.
Anyway.
Greens Point.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna make mine Brintopia.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You become like the weird like cult leader of the coven.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like a utopia, and everybody's gonna like worship me.
I like that. They're gonna give you all the bells.
If they don't, I'm gonna fucking report them to Isabel.
Oh shit, dude! Not that. Okay,
we got Devin Mayer here. He says, "What's the wildest theory you've heard involving the Rona?"
Okay, I'm going to tell you the weirdest thing. Working in a gym, there's a lot of what we call boomers that come through. No offense to all you boomers. Not all of you are weird like this, but there are a lot of you that see a Facebook post and instantly take it as fact. So just today, two different people. First guy, he's probably like, probably like 57, 58-ish around there. I don't know where boomer territory is, but this guy comes up to me. All right. No lie. He's like, oh, so you guys are shutting down tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, man, unfortunately we have to. The city's kind of, coming down on every gym, and he's like, no, it's understandable. He's like, this stuff's crazy, man. He's like, you need to check out this YouTube channel called, I forgot what it was called, like X2 or something like that. He's like, it's where the real news is at. He's like, the media's lying, they're always lying. And so, if you want the real news, this is the place. He's like, what's actually happening? He's like, the National Guard is taking over. He's like, the National Guard took over in LA. And right now they're arresting a huge pedo ring. And this is a cover up for the pedophile ring that the government is, he's like, with Hillary Clinton, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, what are you
So they started a global pandemic
to arrest some pedophiles.
They like infected all of China just to
like, it's just really funny. And this dude was dead serious. And before he left, he was just like, hey, make sure you check out that YouTube channel. He's like, you need to stay informed, brother. And then like leaves. And I'm like, okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then another boomer lady this time, she came in and she was about to leave and she was like, this stuff is it's just insane. This is all of the Democrats doing. She's like, the DNC is trying to, they couldn't get him out of office with this. They, so they failed here and blah, blah, blah. So this is their last attempt to get to ruin Donald Trump's name. And I'm like, what the is going on right now?
So is she saying that is she saying they're making all this up?
Yes, she's saying it's a media frenzy hype for the DNC has put into action to tarnish the good name of Donald Trump.
Other countries care about that?
I have no idea.
Like, you think they're just all in on it? Like, let's go fuck up the election in the United States. Like,
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, there's a select age group that believes all of this stuff, that like you see those ridiculous memes that go around on the internet. This is true. This is a real thing. There's a certain age group that just believes anything they see on the internet.
I'm actually surprised I haven't seen more conspiracy theories about the coronavirus thing.
Martial law is coming.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this seems like all, everybody that's constantly like preaching like, oh, end of the world, or this kind of fucking crazy government conspiracy. It's like, this seems like the kind of point where you could jump on and like actually make people believe you know what I mean, with all the crazy shit going on. But it's like, no, I'm not hearing anything from these guys anymore, you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of retarded. No.
Yeah, where's Alex Jones?
He actually just got arrested last week in Austin for like a DUI or something.
Jail?
No, he's not in jail, but he did get arrested for a DUI, and he kind of like got in front of me. He's like, they're trying to stop me, like that kind of thing. So I can see. I think he's probably working up on a good conspiracy theory right now.
Oh man, I got to hear what he cooks up.
Yeah,
Turn
so
in the frogs, guy.
That's the craziest one I got. So
I like that. Like I said, I haven't heard a lot of crazy conspiracies, honestly. Maybe I've just haven't been paying too much attention, though.
You've been smart.
Yeah.
You've been good. You just been taking it as it comes.
Yeah.
We're all dying. That's
all right. We got Chad McLean here. He says,
Chatty.
He says, long time, no question.
For real.
Been dealing with the flu and too much work.
Is it the flu?
I feel that, Chad. Allergies are real around this bitch right now. Pollen. Fucking too much work is always real. But he says, how do you feel about E3 being shut down? And also, what kind of kinky fetishes do you think your favorite video game character has? Well, Chad,
always got them questions,
Chad,
bro.
I like your off-the-wall questions. They're great.
Me too.
But they're very different questions, so let's address these separately. E3 being shut down, I'm bummed about it. What about you?
I'm bummed because I know it's not coming back. I've seen this coming for a long time, but it's weird now that it's actually here. I don't think it will be back next year, at least not in the form we're used to.
No, definitely not. I think E3 as we know it is done, and that is what bums me out. But that being said,
okay, but anyways,
yeah. Seven gun salute. Sorry, RIP E3, but I think we'll still get our news in a timely manner. I just think we're in the information age, so it'll be okay. It won't be all like consolidated into one fun week, but
we'll get it.
We'll get it
either way.
Yeah, and as far as kinky fetishes, my video game characters have, I don't know. I'm thinking Master Chief is probably into that, like, digital,
yeah, he's into them cyber girls.
It's like what's that movie with Joaquin Phoenix where
Her.
Yeah
it's
like Her,
but
not
that's a real thing. He definitely loves him some wow, I already forgot her name.
Some Cortana.
Yeah. Sorry, I have Google Home. I don't talk much to Cortana anymore. But no,
I like how Microsoft's like Siri thing became Cortana. Like, I feel like that's cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. But I think there's the obvious one with Super Mario. His whole kink is like, getting cuckolded by Bowser,
Yeah, that's his thing for sure.
She purposely gets caught by Bowser so he can go through these, like,
he wants his brother there to watch too, which is weird,
That's where it gets weird.
Yeah, he's really into that weird. Mario's probably the freakiest of them all, dude.
He's so freaky. And
he's got like chain chomps, and
wow.
fucking just weird shit in the, He's a furry. He dresses up like a raccoon sometimes.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about this stuff. There's a whole deep conspiracy right here.
Bro, bestiality. He
he pulls fireballs out of his butt.
Yeah.
Where do those go? How many does he have in there?
Bro. Ugh. Some questions we don't want the answers to, you know?
I'm glad we're getting away from this question.
Down that flagpole at the end of every level, dude.
And then the weirdest one is that he goes into the tunnel.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he's into some weird stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to question Miyamoto himself. What is he into? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Well, thank you, Chad, for ruining our night. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Thanks, Chad. So we've got Christina Rogers here.
Oh.
She says, Deadass couldn't think of a good question last time. She also says, have you played Neo 2 yet? And what do you think about it if you have? I haven't played it yet, but I've heard it's very hard, and I've also heard it's very good.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I didn't play the first one.
No.
I'm not a Soulsborne-y kind of guy. I know Brent is, so he needs to get on this Neo.
I don't know if I'd go so far as say I'm a,
Brent is Soulsborne. Just kidding.
I would enjoy, I want to play the first one first, and I know I can get it at a discount, so this is one of those I'm probably going to have to circle back to, because I just, like, there's so much coming out right now, but I really would like to play it at some point, and I probably will eventually.
Yeah. For sure.
But I've heard good things. The reviews seem positive for Neo 2. So,
also, guys, Christina Rogers streams games. I don't know what she streams specifically, but I know she does. So go check her out.
Yeah.
On I think what is her thing? It's like something about a honking. There's something about like a bad angry goose games. I don't know what it is. It's something on there. I'm sorry I don't have this memorized, but yeah, so go check out Christina Rogers on Twitch. I'm sure you can find it under that name.
Yeah, Christina, if you're listening to this, you could just post a link to your stuff in our group.
Yeah, feel free to post that. Yeah, it's not like we're promoting our own Twitch stream in there, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, so is that... Oh, wait, get Giselle's question from last week. We always forget Giselle because he always throws in his question like super late. I don't want to miss it.
Oh, yeah, hang on. Let me find him real quick.
Yeah, so Brent's going to grab Jay's question from last week. And I'm just going to talk to you guys. I hope all of you out there are just doing all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I've been pretty anxious about this whole thing. I joke about it, but deep down, I'm scared. I'm terrified right now.
He's scarified.
I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm just horrified. And I want to play a game with all of you. It's called Survive. Just kidding.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Sweet. Yeah,
Giselle
let's push all that down.
He says, can you predict the next evolution of gaming?
Definitely VR.
Yeah, I think VR.
That's the nevolution. Actually, the next evolution is probably ray tracing and then VR.
Yeah, I don't think VR is ever going to like replace traditional gaming. I don't think.
No, unfortunately.
It'd be hard to say it's like the evolution. I think VR is kind of like a big sidestep, and it will exist in the same realm.
In its own stratosphere.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think they will coexist successfully. I do think the next evolution... you could consider it the next evolution, because it will be, like, more prevalent and stuff in the future, I feel like. But... I feel like also, like Jamel was saying, ray tracing is going to be a big thing, especially having a little bit of hands-on experience with it this past couple of weeks. Like, it's really, really neat.
As for like gameplay, like an evolution in gameplay though, like what would that be? What would be the next like battle royale? What's going to be the next big thing? The evolution.
That's tough to say.
Yeah. I think that's really hard to say.
As far as gameplay goes,
what's going to be the big trend?
Are we talking about multiplayer or
just in general? What's going to be the big thing in gaming this next generation? I think we talked about this before, but I can't remember what we came up with. But I know it was a good one. Somewhere in a past episode, we were like, "Oh shit, dude, we got it!" And then now I don't even remember what it was.
I don't know.
We'll come back to that.
I can tell you what I think the next big trend for VR is going to be, though. I think pretty soon we're going to go through like a resurgence of going back to like kind of the basics of video games and like rebuilding from the ground up in VR. You know what I mean?
Like 3D platforming?
Kind of, yeah. I think we're going to have like 3D platformers, and I think we're going to have like first-person shooters that are kind of basic. You know what I mean? Like I think it's going to start slow and work. Because you're already starting to see like a pattern that VR games are starting to follow. Like you have like your holsters on your hips and your shoulders and stuff, and like it's almost like a template that all VR games are following now. You know what I mean?
One game is really good at this one thing, and then suddenly every other game that comes out after it is taking like mechanics from it and implementing it.
So in a way, I feel like we're kind of just starting at the bottom, and it's like building on it layer by layer. Like every time a good game comes out, you see like elements from that game in the next big game. So it's like.
Yeah, because I mean, if you honestly look at gaming now, like you could look at Call of Duty and trace some of its elements back to Mario 64.
Totally.
Like, isn't that weird? Like, without Mario 64, we probably wouldn't have Call of Duty Warzone in the way that it exists now.
Dude, totally.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping Half-Life Alyx is like the Mario 64 for VR. You know what I mean? Because before Mario 64 on PC, there were like 3D platformers and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
just not
like
in that
and
way.
Stuff. Yeah, but it just wasn't the same.
Or GoldenEye. GoldenEye is the reason we have, we have Call of Duty on console in the way that it works.
I was about to say, that's the game that proved that like first-person shooters could work on a console really well with the stick and stuff,
For sure. Well, thanks for all of your questions, guys. We appreciate it so much. Everybody stay safe out there. We're going to jump on over to the last segment of our show. It's Brent's Super Hardcore Video Game Trivia Challenge.
These are 5 questions that want to know if you have found God.
Wow.
This week's
That's deep. I don't know.
This week's topic, global pandemics.
My favorite.
All right. Number 1. Sorry, I didn't put a lot of thought into it this week. I'm not going to lie. Number 1. In the Telltale Walking Dead series, who do you play as in season 1?
The guy, the black guy. I don't know his name.
I'll give you half a point if we leave it at that.
What? Give me the first letter of his
give
name.
you the first letter. It's an L.
Lewis.
Oh, I thought you had it. No.
Hold on.
It's Lee.
Lee. I knew it.
You were close, though. I'll give you half a point. Half a point because you got the black guy, and that's pretty, you knew who I was talking about, Okay, number 2. In Dying Light, what happens when the sun goes down?
The zombies get harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow, this is so hard.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hold on now. Okay. I guess this is all pretty easy. Sorry. Like I said, I didn't put too much thought into it this week. I apologize.
It's all good, dude. I understand.
Number 3. In A Plague Tale: Innocence, up to 5,000 of what type of animal can be on screen at once?
Rats.
Ah, good one. All right, number 4. This game, about creating a virus and spreading it, partnered with 20th Century Fox in 2014 to make a Planet of the Apes-themed Simian Flu DLC.
Pandemic? No, wait, that's a board game. Oh my God!
You know this.
Yeah, we just.
It's a big deal right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called because I forgot. Is it Outbreak? No. Give me the first letter. It's the first letter.
It's a P.
Perry? No, I'm just kidding. Pan. Is it Pan something? It's
It's not Pan anything.
The physician's quest. Just kidding. What is it?
All right, it's Plague Inc.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. You still got most of the. So you got what?
I got 3 right.
You got 3 right. Yeah, so you're good. Number 5. In Dead Rising, what is Frank West's profession?
Oh, wow. Why don't I know that? He's a photographer, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I do know that.
Photojournalist. But
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I got that. Yeah, so
4 out of 5 ain't bad.
No, it's like 3.5 ain't bad.
Still, I'll give you. You get the whole point for that first one. I'll give you.
Let's just say I know my viruses. Anyways, yeah, so that's it, guys. That's it for the show this week. Remember, you've been listening to the GameSpeak podcast courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast platforms. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show, like everybody did today, to the GameSpeak podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak podcast, or on YouTube, which you can find our video versions of our podcasts on it's youtube.com/createforsanity. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle @JoffreyJamel and Brent at Brent has 1. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners, later.